Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. This is Ryan here from Mountain Crest High School, and I already forgot the name of the field. I need to check on that because this field has a particular field name. It's hey guys, what's the name of the field? Jim Miller or something? What is here at Mountain Crest High School in Hiram, Utah? There's sounds of Lynn what? Lynn R. Thanks. Lynn R. Miller. You want me to just keep talking, keep going? Here we are. We're going to have pregame coming up in about 10 minutes, I hope. I still need to get things ready for that. And maybe I'll just, as I'm writing down my starting lineups, I'll keep talking. And we'll get that list that are written there. Here's number 9, safety. Caden, Chris, Christiansen. Is it sounding okay right now? So what we would do, we can't hear ourselves this way. Plug that into that. Yeah. I might be able to figure out a way. We'll have to figure it out. Maybe I don't need to hear myself. It's not that loud in the room now. Testing 1, 2, 3. So Caden, safety. Defensive end, 14. Chris, Tuckett. We've got linebacker number 20. I'll probably be talking a lot louder once the game starts. I have a hard time hearing myself. So if this is the way we're going to do it, I'll do this. I need to figure something out. No, this would work. I can't hear myself that well, but then I'd be able to hear the ads from the just got to think about it a little bit more. Safety to go to Bird, running back number 8. Please. Okay. So what do we? What's she getting or what's? Okay, here we are at Mustang Field. Right now, they're just out screwing around with the grass and waiting to get back to the Does that sound better? Are we saying anything that sounds better than we thought we would, or what are we doing here? Can you hear me on that end? Since I can't hear you, I'll just keep talking and saying things that make absolutely no sense. And he's back to pass. He throws it over. The guy catches it and runs, and he turns around on the 10-yard line and goes the other way.
What's wrong with these kids nowadays? What are we doing? Why can't we? Okay, we got another guy in orange. He just got a pass. Now he's running towards the touch goal line. He stops. He turns around. He throws it backwards down the field to a guy in a blue shirt, and he drops it. And another guy in an orange shirt picks it up and boom, kicks it, and it goes all the way back to the same spot where the guy threw it from. So that must mean the guy's leg is the same strength as the other guy's arm. Now, can you guys hear me?
But I'm talking into the microphone, so this is a test. The jetpack's across the room now. And does it keep power on when you unplug it? So it's still okay. So it shouldn't lose any kind of.
Yeah, it should be okay at home. The jetpack works throughout the house, and it's a lot further away than we have it now. So another kid going out for a pass, and he almost catches it in the end zone, but he doesn't. Fortunately, it's not during the game, so it doesn't matter. We can, because another guy, he misses a touchdown pass. Switching quarterbacks, he's running back. The guy's going down the sideline. Not as fast as the other guys, but, and he missed the ball as well. Here we go. 3 attempts, 3 misses. So they're all kind of grouping up again, going back to the 23-yard line. Let's see what they do from there. It didn't help, okay. Is that better now that it's unplugged? How's it sound now? Okay, he's plugging it back in. So when you hear me say he's plugging it back in, it will be the same. So give it another 40 seconds or so. And yeah. So anyway, here we go. We're watching the guys on the football field. There's a guy standing on the 50 waiting for the ball. The ball is thrown. He's looking the other way. Turns around and kicks it with his foot, and his shoe comes off, and the ball goes forward 6 yards, and is resting on the 44-yard line. So now, don't you wish you could have me call all the games? Yeah. The guy who just lost his shoes, fiddling with his hat, and well, is it still making the noise? Yeah, I think so. Let's try it. I mean, I don't remember how long the battery lasts, but it's usually pretty good. I mean, I've used it for most of the day before it's died. So Anyway, now we're watching. The teams are coming back out on the field. The Mustangs have got back here first. Still waiting for the... Yeah. Okay, then, yeah. Still waiting for the opposing team, which would be the Rich High Rebels. In their blue and white, mostly white. And then we'll fiddle around for a while, and then the second half will start. The score is 7-28 for the Rebels at the current time. See what happens in the second half. And anyway, there aren't too many people coming over. Here we are testing. Okay, now the seniors are slowly moving off the field. And okay, now Ryan's starting to walk over here. He's testing out to see if the cell phone is causing the interference. Yeah, that might be it. He just sat down and he just said to you it very well could be the cell phone causing the interference. This is a pretty nice facility for high school. New track, new field. Probably about a 12-yard press box. Tables and big windows. Very nice. What do we... Okay, good. That away. Over. Okay.
It seems like it. She said it sounds really good. She's bringing it right now. So we're going to see. I mean, she said it sounded really good. I need to call her. Oh, yeah. That's an easy fix. Do we have this hooked up right now? Oh, okay. That would make it so I can hear the ads when they're playing on here, but that also might cause some issues. We'll have to see. She was. I'm calling her right now. So let's see. Hello.
Okay, good. So, we've got this.
Oh, I lost you. I can't hear you. Hang on. Are you there?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, now I can.
Okay. Okay, so give me now like 2 minutes to get the board. I've got everything ready. I just have to copy it into the right place. So
Okay.
this is
Am I pretty loud? Do I need to turn down my microphone?
You're loud in my headset, but I don't know. You're good.
Okay. Is that better right now? Well, we'll have to see as we go. Okay. I'm just going to keep talking for a second while I get my starting lineups all numbered out. And my defensive end, Andrew Anderson. And we should have one more linebacker.
Did I miss one? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Who did I miss? Oh, Colin White. 38 was Colin White. Okay. Starters on offense. We've got quarterback is number 32. August. Running back number 27 is Bubba Thompson. We have a couple more running backs. Just one. Court Ford, number 4. Court Ford. Tight end is 14. Crest Tuckett. Wide receiver number 5. Zach Smith. And wide receiver number 2. Let's just cross that one out. Wide receiver down here.
Okay, can you hear me, Ryan?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I've got everything on where I've got everything set up and ready to go.
Okay.
Have a minute and 57 on this song, and then I have one more song queued up if you need it.
Okay. Okay. Are we streaming right now? Whatever we're doing is streaming?
No, it's not streaming on the radio, but it will be as soon as I push the button in.
But is it streaming on YouTube?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, you say we have about a minute left on this song?
127. You want to go after this song?
Yeah, let's actually do one more song.
Okay.
Is that alright?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Well, that puts us going on a little bit late, but get organized. Does the audio on YouTube sound good still?
I'm not where I can hear it.
Oh, okay.
But I can go listen to the radio and come right back. Hold on. Well, I will listen at the desk. Just a minute.
Warren, here's the format for you. This is all pregame stuff, and I'll run that, so you'll just pick up right on that same page.
Yes, it sounds good.
Oh, good. Okay. Oh, boy. I have one.
Okay, you have 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay.
If you want another song, let me know.
I think that should be enough.
Okay, I'll count you down in a while.
Okay. Today is 14.
And we're going to do everything on the stream, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Fingers. Oh, shoot. This flex foot is so huge.
Just like your job description. 2 minutes.
Okay. What's that? It's not urgent. I just. Yeah. If that's something you can start working on, I like that a lot.
1:30.
Okay. So we'll start, we'll hit the pregame when we're down on 30 seconds left on that song, right? Julie?
No, just hit it live. When we just count down, let's just do it.
At the end of the song?
Yeah.
Okay. So are you going to have another song started, or?
No. Okay, I'll just tell you when there's 30 seconds and you push start.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'll just sit over here and see if there's the pregame has enough recorded stuff.
Okay, 45 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, get ready. 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds.
Big O Tires of Evanston presents Rich High Rebel Football on KADQ 98.3 FM and watching online at KADQradio.com. Today's game is brought to you by these Rebel supporting businesses and individuals. Cowboy Motor Company, save a horse, buy from Cowboy. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Castle Rock Chevrolet, we are Chevrolet. Wyoming Dental Specialists and Rocky Mountain Care, simply the best care. Pre-game Coaches Show is brought to you by Mound Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. Kickoffs are brought to you by Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. First Downs today brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental, Dr. Sean Grohl. Turnover sponsor is the station in Randolph, and our scoreboard sponsor, You Win a Title. Now it's time for a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel Football here on KADQ FM 98.3 and online at KADQradio.com.
Good afternoon and welcome to the pregame show here of the Rich High Rebels and an Evanston High School, Evanston Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football here on KADQ and online at KADQradio.com. Today the Rebels take on the Mountain Crest Mustangs here at Lynn R. Miller Field in Hiram, Utah. Kickoff is scheduled for about 35 minutes from now. We're in the middle of the JV game. It's third quarter, 8 minutes left, and the Rich Rebels leading 28-7 here in the third quarter of the JV game. And in the meantime, we have our pregame show. You're listening to the Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ 98.3 FM, and you can watch the game live online at KADQradio.com.
No traffic, gas prices on the rise. Save yourself a trip to the big city by stopping first at Cowboy Motor Company. You no longer have to get out of Dodge to find the best deals on vehicles. Cowboy Motor Company has them in stock. Expanding inventory and plenty of money available for lending, you can now get into Dodge at Cowboy Motor Company. Strength, honesty, and integrity. The Cowboy way. Cowboy Motor Company, 100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
Welcome welcome back to Lynn R. Miller Field, and today we're going to be looking ahead right now at today's matchup. In this segment of the pregame show, we'll let you know how we see things, and we'll set the scene for today's game. And what a facility they have here at Mountain Crest. They've got the artificial turf there. It's just like they have at the Rice Eccles Stadium, and a lot of other schools around the Salt Lake area are installing these fields, and I understand that all three of the high schools here in the Logan Valley area have this type of a field, but it's a real nice facility with the artificial turf. There's a red track around the turf, and they've got signs posted all around the track that say no sunflower seeds, no food or gum inside of this fenced area. And the big stands, we've got the Rich Field, or the Rich fans straight across from where we are up here in the press box. We are, I'm looking in the camera, if you're looking at KADQradio.com, if you're watching the streaming online at that KADQradio.com, you'll see that we are sitting on the west side of the field. We're looking toward the east. You can see the mountains in the background, and a little bit of the outskirts of Hiram, Utah in the background as well. And so the field running, of course, north to south. Again, we're sitting on the west side. It's a nice afternoon, not too hot, real good weather. It's a real good temperature right now for some high school football here this afternoon in Hiram, Utah. Now, today's game is it's kind of really a preseason game for the Rebels. It doesn't matter a whole lot in the standings, and actually it's against the Mountain Crest JV squad here this afternoon. Now, taking a look at what Rich High has done so far this season, they opened the year at Summit Academy and had a pretty good game, got the win 20-6. And moving on to last week, let's recap a little bit what happened last week for the Rebels. As Rich High hosted the Westside Pirates, and Rich High took a 20-0 lead early on. They had things rolling, playing pretty well before they just let up a little bit. He's talking with Coach Ashley Brown. He said they lost focus. They thought they had it in the bag at that point. It was in the second quarter, and suddenly Westside went on a 41-0 tear. They scored 41 straight points, and Rich High kind of had no chance from there.
Almost catches it in the end zone, but he doesn't. Unfortunately, it's going to the game, so it doesn't matter. We can, because another guy, he missed it.
So that made it 41-20 in the third quarter after that big run by the Westside Pirates, and then the Rebels did score one more time, and that made the final score 41-28. But it was a big victory. So the Westside Pirates there at Rich High School made the Rebels a record 1-1 so far for the season. And they get into region play starting next week when they host Milford. That'll be Friday, September 20th. We'll have it here on KADQ. This is, of course, a JV game for the Mountain Crest Mustangs, so it's just a little bit more time on the field for them and a good matchup. The Mountain Crest, much bigger school than Rich, against the Rich High Rebels. So that's today's team set, and that's what we've got going on for today. This has been the scene set for today's matchup. We're about 30 minutes away, hopefully, from the opening kickoff between the Rebels and the Mustangs. Coming up, we're going to check with students and community members about their predictions for this afternoon's game. So we'll be right back on the pregame show with our Rebel game day predictions. You're listening to a Big O Tigers of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ 98.3 FM, and you can watch the game online at KADQradio.com.
Mom's onboard electronic stability control system was giving us some woes. I don't even know what that means. But he does.
Guys are all fixed and ready to go.
Expert care for your car, so you can trust in more than just your tires.
We've got the selection you need and the friendly service you deserve. Come see us today. Big O Tires, Evanston, Wyoming.
Big O Tires, the team you trust.
When we shake your hand, you know it's solid. When we make a deal, you know it's solid. Solid like a rock. We are Chevrolet. We're Castle Rock.
Welcome back to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football here on KADQ and online at kadqradio.com. And we spent some time in Rich County and at the Rich schools this last week talking with Rich fans about their predictions for today's game. On this segment of the pregame show, we'll hear as the fans give their Rebel game day predictions.
Danny, Rich. Ryan, Rich. Mackenzie, Rich. Justin, Rich. Breaker, Rich. Brennan, Rich. Tristan, Rich. Woo! Sadie, Rich. Cassidy, Rich. Amnesty, Rich. Dixie, Rich. Hayden, Rich. Riley, Rich. Kylie, Rich. Kaylee, Rich Rebels. Hannah, Rich. Annie, Rich.
Jacob, Rich, 14-7.
I'm Caitlin Momsley, and I think Rich will win because they're awesome, and I think they have good defense.
Us, because we're going to put forth our best effort and win. And because we're cool. It's because our defense is a beast.
We are, because we're good.
Well, because we play as a team.
Rich, because we're good.
Okay, my name is Jacob Benner. I can't really obviously say for sure what's going to happen, but as far as I can see, we have a really good team. I guess I can say I hope we win, but I'll say 20-14.
I'm Haley Argyle, and I think we're going to dominate because my brother's playing, and he's pretty good.
I'm Dylan Stapler. I'm pretty sure we're going to win. I don't have any brothers, so. Her brother is awesome, and other people are awesome. Our school's awesome.
36-28.
34-20.
I'm Emily Dobson, and I think they're going to do great because I've seen them practice, and they're good. So.
I'm Britt Stacy, and I think we're going to win. Well, because we all are a good team, and we all have our friendship and stuff, so that's going to be a very important part in the game. All I know is that we're going to be ahead. That's all I know.
Well, the fans have spoken. This was our Rebel Game Day predictions, and coming up, we're going to be talking with a Rebel alum to see what's been happening since graduation. We'll be back with Where Are They Now on the pregame show. You're listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ 98.3 FM. Watch the game online at kadqradio.com.
Covered once lost, said the famous Jack Sparrow. Don't lose time driving extra miles when the dental services you need are available right here in Evanston. Do you need a root canal? Do you need your wisdom teeth pulled? Are you missing teeth and want a full and perfect smile? Do you need braces? All of these services are available from our specialists right here in Evanston. This is oral surgeon A.J. Stosich inviting you to join me and my associates. Call today to schedule an appointment at 307-789-5608. That's 307-789-5608. Save your precious time.
Slow traffic, gas prices on the rise? Save yourself a trip to the big city by stopping first at Cowboy Motor Company. You no longer have to get out of Dodge to find the best deals on vehicles. Cowboy Motor Company has them in stock. Expanding inventory and plenty of money available for lending, you can now get into Dodge at Cowboy Motor Company. Strength, honesty, and integrity. The Cowboy way. Cowboy Motor Company, 100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
Welcome back to the pregame show. Today the Rebels are taking on Mountain Crest, and we're about 23 minutes away from our opening kickoff. In this segment of the pregame show, we're going to catch up with Rebel alum Kobe Holmes. Kobe graduated from Rich High School in 2003, and this portion of the pregame show is called Where Are They Now? Kobe Holmes. Now, Kobe, thank you for joining me today on Where Are They Now? And tell me a little bit about you. Did you grow up and live most of your growing up years in Rich County, in Randolph?
Yeah, I moved there when I was in 5th grade, and my family still lives there now. So I lived in Kaysville for the first few years of life, and then the rest of the time in Randolph.
And so I assume you went to Rich High School then. Tell me about that. Did you were you a multi-sport athlete? What did you do there?
I was. I played football and basketball. I did a little bit of golf, but not very much of that. So mainly just football and basketball.
So let's talk. Let's focus a little bit on football. What did you play offensively, defensively?
I played quarterback, and then on defense I played strong safety.
And so, what years were you in high school at Rich?
I graduated in 2003.
Okay.
So, I think 99 through 2003.
And how did the team do those years that you were on the varsity team?
We took state my senior year, and my junior year, we took second.
Okay.
We got beat in the state championship game.
Who did you beat your senior year for the championship?
We beat Enterprise.
Any memories from that game that you look back on and you think of often?
Well, I often have a reminder because I broke my arm a few weeks before the playoffs started, and so I've got a massive scar on my left arm, and I only sat out one game and then came back and played, and so that's a good reminder for me. Every time I look down my arm, I kind of think back to those days. So
it must have been your non-throwing arm.
Yes, it was. Yeah, so I had a cast on there and it was padded up and made things a little bit more difficult, but I was still able to play, so I was pretty lucky.
So tell me a little bit about the game.
Yeah, we pretty much dominated from the beginning. I think the final score, if I remember correctly, I think that it was 28-6 was the final. So early on, I remember they were driving down after we had scored. We got down inside the 5 and they fumbled, and then we scored quickly again, and we really never looked back. I don't think they scored until late in the second half, and so it was a fun game, but we kind of took care of business. It wasn't very close.
So you've been out of high school for 10 years. What have you done since then, Kobe?
I graduated from BYU, Idaho, and I'm currently in medical school in Des Moines, Iowa. So I've got another year and a half of that, and then I'll start residency and eventually be a doctor. So.
That's ambitious. That's good for you. Way to go.
Thank you.
How about family and things like that?
I'm married. Got a beautiful wife. We've got a 1.5-year-old boy. So far it's just my wife and I and one child. So we're very happy and life's great.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Anything, looking back and thinking about the folks in Rich County, anything you'd like to say to everybody?
Well, I continue to, I follow Deseret News and follow up with how the team's doing. I haven't followed quite as closely since my youngest brother graduated. And that was the last time they won a state championship as well. But I still follow them. I still cheer for them. Hope they do well, and hopefully they can win another title soon. So, but I've talked to some people back at home, and it sounds like we've got a good team with good depth, and I know they've got to replace a few guys from last year, but I think they're gonna have a good year, and I like their chances.
All right, Colby. Well, I really appreciate your time today, and best of luck with everything you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, we want to thank Kobe Holmes again for joining us here today on Where Are They Now? Next up, we'll visit with the coaches of today's teams on the Ashley Brown pregame coaches show, sponsored by the Mound Valley Cattle Company. Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. You're listening to the Rebel pregame show and a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ FM 98.3, and watch the game live online at KADQradio.com.
And I'm actually to the 2 ads, Big O Tires and then Castle Rock and receive an oil change.
Okay, and then come back to me.
Brake check and tire rotation for just $59.99.
Are you going to come back to me after these ads? Can you hear me?
607 Cheyenne Drive.
What makes us
Julie,
stand
are
out?
you there?
Knowledge. Certified technicians. Our diagnostic and repair equipment.
So, Julie, can you hear me?
Welco and quality GM parts. And to stand out
Are you
from our
there?
company is you.
Can you hear me, Julie?
Intelligent people who
Yes.
know good
Okay. Yeah, so can you come back to me after these ads?
Yes.
Okay.
So here's your reintro now.
Welcome back to a Big O Tire of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football here on KADQ 98.3 FM. And again, you can watch the streaming live at KADQradio.com. That's online. And right now you're seeing the JV teams playing. Actually, it's the Rich High JV team against a freshman sophomore team of Mountain Crest. And right now the JVs, the Rebels taking care of business 28-7 with the lead here as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Varsity game coming up for the Rebels. They'll be taking on the Mountain Crest JV team. And let's take a look right now at today's game and how things are looking. If you're watching online at kadqradio.com, and from my standpoint, we're sitting on the west side of the stadium up high in the press box. It's a great view and at a great facility here at Mountain Crest. They've got the artificial turf installed, and what a playing surface that is for the Mountain Crest Mustangs. Good contingent of the Rich fans. I'm sure we'll see a few more trickle in as the varsity gets ready to play before too long. Just had a fumble on the field by the Rebels, and the Mustangs will take it over right there near midfield. But a real nice facility here at Mountain Crest. It's still a pretty warm afternoon. If you look up on the mountains there in the distance, you can see some trees are orange up there. I don't know if that's from those trees dying or turning colors. I don't think it's quite early enough for them to turn colors yet for fall, but it is a little bit cooler, not too hot this afternoon, but it is a warm afternoon, a warm Saturday afternoon. I've got 71 degrees according to my smartphone, so that's what we're looking at this afternoon. It's a little bit hotter on the field. You get down there, and you can't really see it from this distance if you're watching on kadqradio.com, but when you get down on these artificial turf fields, they've got just billions of little pieces of black rubber down in between those strands of the artificial turf, and that actually attracts quite a bit of heat. So you might have 71 degrees air temperature, but it's going to be quite a bit hotter right down there on the field. So that might play a factor in today's game as well. But a nice sunny afternoon, and it'll be a great afternoon for some high school football right here on KADQ-FM and at KADQradio.com. You can catch it live. You're watching the JV game right now if you're online, and it's 28-7. The Rebels leading just early on in the fourth quarter, 11 minutes left to go in this fourth quarter. So that's where we are here today, this afternoon. The Rebels with a 1-1 record. They opened the season with a win at Summit Academy, beat the Bears there at Summit Academy 20-6, and then a tough loss last week against the Westside Pirates, a game that Ridge High led for the first almost the entire first half. They went on a 20-0 there. They took a 20-0 lead early on before Westside suddenly came roaring back, scored 41 unanswered points. That took them into the fourth quarter. Rich scored one more touchdown, made it 41-28 was our final score. But a tough one for the Rebels to lose, and we'll hear from Coach Ashley Brown. His explanation as a big run just is happening right now on the field. I don't see any flags. That's going to be a touchdown for the Mountain Crest Mustangs, make it 28-13 in the JV game. But varsity game last week, again, going back to that, Coach Ashley Brown says the team just kind of lost focus. They got up 20-0 and then kind of started thinking, hey, we got this one in the bag, put it into cruise control, and it was way too early for that in the second quarter. And the Westside, boy, they didn't let up, and they just turned it on and able to get that victory again, 41-28, the final score last week. So the Rebels looking to bounce back. This is a game on the standings that, more than anything, a win would give some confidence, get some momentum going, and it's always an opportunity to try and improve and get better as a team. But in the standings, this game really doesn't have any weight as far as the 1A season for the Ridge High Rebels. What's really gonna start to matter is next week when the Rebels will host Milford, and that gets the Rebels into region play. So that's where we are today. That's the scene set. That's how we see things. And as the Rebels take on the Mountain Crest Mustangs today. So stay tuned. We're going to take a break. This has been the scene set for today's matchup. We're about 30 minutes away from the opening kickoff between the Rebels and the Mustangs of Mountain Crest. We'll be coming up. We're going to check with students and community members about their predictions for this afternoon's game. So we'll be right back here on the pregame show with our Rebel Game Day predictions. You're listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Ridge High Rebel football on KADQ 98.3 FM, and you can watch the game online live at KADQradio.com. should be doing 2 ads into the pregame line of 1.
Hear me, Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's happening?
We don't have anything.
We
Okay,
don't?
so you want us to go to the pregame show? I don't have.
Sorry, what?
Okay. I'm in the pregame show. I'm on the football pregame liner 1 is what I've got queued up next. The game day predictions.
Perfect.
So do you want to just talk about it for a minute and then out cue me and go there?
I think that's what I just did for the last 10 minutes. Do you not have me on the air? Did you not have me going?
I did have you on the air. Just a minute. Don't.
Welcome back to a Big O Tires.
The problem is there's a problem in the other studio. So hold on just a minute. Don't hold on. We're fine. We'll just keep going.
And we spent some time in Rich County and at the Rich schools this last week talking with Rich fans about their predictions for today's game. On this segment of the pregame show,
now,
here as the fans give their
we're on pregame game day predictions.
Danny.
Yeah. Just follow that.
I will, and I will. You just listen, and you'll hear the cue.
Okay. So I'm not going to be going on for like 15 or 20 minutes.
Okay.
Right? Because you'll be playing ads and the rest of this pregame.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Riley
Thanks.
Rich. Riley Rich.
Yeah, sorry
Haley
about that.
Rich Rebel. Hannah Rich.
I'm going to run to the bathroom and see if I can get a JV roster.
And I think Rich will win because they're awesome and I think they have good defense.
Because we're going to put forth our best effort and because we're cool. Because our defense is a beast. We are. Because we're good. Well, because they play as a team.
Rich, because we're good.
Okay, my name is Jacob Benner. I can't really obviously say for sure what's going to happen, but as far as I can see, we have a really good team. I guess I can say I hope we win, but I'll say 20-14.
I'm Haley Argyle, and I think we're going to dominate because my brother's playing, and he's pretty good. I'm doing the staple, I'm pretty sure. I don't have any brothers, so. Her brother is awesome, and other people are awesome. Our school's awesome. 36-28. 34-20.
I'm Emily Dobson, and I think they're going to do great because I've seen them practice, and they're good. So.
I'm Brooke Stacy, and I think we're going to win. Well, because we all are a good team, and we all have our friendship and stuff, so that's going to be a very important part in the game. All I know is we're going to be ahead. That's all I know.
Well, the fans have spoken. This is our Rebel Game Day predictions, and coming up, we're going to be talking with a Rebel alum to see what's been happening since graduation. We'll be back with Where Are They Now on the pregame show. You're listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ 98.3 FM. Watch the game online at KADQradio.com.
Precious time cannot be recovered once lost, said the famous Jack Sparrow. Don't lose time driving extra miles when the dental services you need are available right here in Evanston. Do you need a root canal? Do you need your wisdom teeth pulled? Are you missing teeth and want a full and perfect smile? Do you need braces? All of these services are available from our specialists right here in Evanston. This is oral surgeon A.J. Stosich, inviting you to join me and my associates. Call today to schedule an appointment at 307-789-5608. That's 307-789-5608. Save your precious time.
Online, no traffic. Gas prices on the rise. Save yourself the trip to the big city by stopping first at Cowboy Motor Company. You no longer have to get out of Dodge to find the best deals on vehicles. Cowboy Motor Company has them in stock. Expanding inventory and plenty of money available for lending, you can now get into Dodge with Cowboy Motor Company. Strength, honesty, and integrity. the Cowboy way. Cowboy Motor Company, 100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
Well, welcome back to the pregame show. Today, the Rebels are taking on Mountain Crest, and we're about 23 minutes away from our opening kickoff. In this segment of the pregame show, we're going to catch up with Rebel alum Kobe Holmes. Kobe graduated from Ridge High School in 2003, and this portion of the pregame show is called Where Are They Now? Kobe Holmes. Now, Kobe, thank you for joining me today on Where Are They Now? And tell me a little bit about you. Did you grow up and live most of your growing up years in Rich County, in Randolph?
Yeah, I moved there when I was in 5th grade, and my family still lives there now. So I lived in Kaysville the first few years of life, and then the rest of the time in Randolph.
And so I assume you went to Rich High School then. Tell me about that. Did you were you a multi-sport athlete? What did you do there?
I was. I played football and basketball. I did a little bit of golf, but not very much of that. So mainly just football and basketball.
So let's talk. Let's focus a little bit on football. What did you play? Offensively, defensively?
I played quarterback, and then on defense I played strong safety.
And so, what years were you in high school at Rich?
I graduated in 2003.
Okay.
So I think 99 through 2003.
And how did the team do those years that you were on the varsity team?
We took state my senior year, and my junior year we took second.
Okay.
We got beat in the state championship game.
Who did you beat your senior year for the championship?
We beat Enterprise.
Any memories from that game that you look back on and you think of often?
Well, I often have a reminder because I broke my arm a few weeks before the playoffs started, and so I've got a massive scar on my left arm. I only sat out one game and then came back and played, and so that's a good reminder for me. Every time I look down my arm, I kind of think back to those days. So
it must have been your non-throwing arm.
Yes, it was. Yes, so I had a cast on there to pad it up and made things a little bit more difficult, but I was still able to play, so I was pretty lucky.
So tell me a little bit about the game.
Yeah, we pretty much dominated from the beginning. I think the final score, if I remember correctly, I think that it was 28-6 was the final. So early on, I remember they were driving down after we had scored. We got down inside the 5 and they fumbled. And we scored quickly again, and we really never looked back at. I don't think they scored until late in the second half, and so it was a fun game, but we kind of took care of business. It wasn't very close.
So you've been out of high school for 10 years. What have you done since then, Kobe?
I graduated from BYU, Idaho, and I'm currently in medical school in Des Moines, Iowa. So I've got another year and a half of that, and then start residency and eventually be a doctor. So.
Ambitious. That's good for you. Way to go. How about family and things like that?
I'm married. Got a beautiful wife. We've got a 1.5-year-old boy. So far it's just my wife and I and one child. So we're very happy and life's great.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Anything looking back and thinking about the folks in Rich County, anything you'd like to say to everybody?
Well, I continue to I follow Deseret News and follow up with how the team's doing. I haven't followed quite as they won a state championship as well. But I still follow them. I still cheer for them. Hope they do well and hopefully they can win another title soon. So, but I've talked to some people back at home and it sounds like we've got a good team with good depth and. I know they've got to replace a few guys from last year, but I think they're going to have a good year, and I like their chances.
All right. Well, I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, we want to thank Kobe Holmes again for joining us here today on Where Are They Now? Next up, we'll visit with the coaches of today's teams on the Ashley Brown pregame coaches show, sponsored by the Mound Valley Cattle Company. Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. You're listening to the Rebel pregame show and a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ FM 98.3 and watch the game live online at KADQradio.com.
It's time for the pre-winter checkup special.
Big O Tires, we go the extra mile. Revving up the service to make you smile. We're in the business of customer pleasing. All the right service, all the right reasons.
Receive an oil change, 22-point inspection, brake check, and tire rotation for just $59.99.
The way we go, we
Big O Tires in Evanston, 607 Cheyenne Drive.
What makes us stand out from our competition? Knowledge. Certified technicians with the proper state-of-the-art diagnostic and repair equipment. Quality. Genuine AC, Delco, and quality GM parts. And what makes us stand out from our competition is you, our customers. Intelligent people who know a good deal and quality work when they see it. Work right.
You're listening to Rich High Rebel Football on KADQ FM 98.3. This is Rebels coach Ashley Brown on the pregame coaches show, and we're just 20 minutes away from kickoff here on KADQ. Welcome to the Coach Ashley Brown pregame show, brought to you by Mound Valley Cattle Company and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. No one sees the game the way the coaches do, so we'll take a few minutes to visit with opposing coach Rob Thomas, and then we'll talk with Rebel head coach Ashley Brown and get his thoughts on today's game. We'll be right back after this from Mound Valley Cattle Company on KADQ FM 98.3, and watch the game online at KADQradio.com.
A well-rounded education is one of the keys to success in life. Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company, are cheering for all the students at Rich High School this year. When it comes to buying or selling cattle, the experts at Mound Valley Cattle Company will get it done. Serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho. Call 208-339-0614. That's 208-339-0614.
Well, Coach Rob Thomas, thank you for joining me today on the pregame coaches show, and I really appreciate you taking the time for me today.
You bet.
So tell me, Coach, how long have you been in coaching, and how long have you been with Mountain Crest?
Well, I've been here at Mountain Crest for the past, 5 years. The first 2 I was on the offensive side, and then the last 3 I've been doing the defense. Before that, I coached a little bit over in Box Elder, and I coached some college and a little bit of arena football.
So you've made the rounds a little bit.
Been around, yep.
And what you've got as far as the JV squad for Mountain Crest?
Well, the JV team's pretty, and this year particularly, it's just a large junior class, and, and then we've had a lot of injuries, so we have, a fair chunk of juniors, and then we throw in a bunch of freshman kids with them. Our mentality here is always to try to keep our sophomore class together as a class, and then the juniors play JV along with a few of the seniors. In the past, you usually bring maybe 1, maybe 2 kids. This year we have, and then we because we're missing a lot of. So, it's kind of split. We have about 18 freshmen that will soon, and probably 10 of those will get time. 3 will probably start.
So a little bit of youth on the team. How have things gone so far this season, everyone?
Oh, it's going okay. The first game was a learning experience for them. They were in the game. They just couldn't make plays. And, I think there was some adjustment for some of those kids. And, the second game was last week against Syracuse, which is a very tough JV squad. They battled. They had the game and couldn't quite finish it. It was very competitive. They were going down for a final drive to try to win it and wasn't able to do that. But, they took a big step from week 1 to week 2 just in, the ability to compete and show some confidence in themselves. And, some of those freshman kids that have their first experience playing with some older kids, and that, that first week was kind of an eye-opener. Last week, they did fairly well. We have a freshman quarterback, and, he's been doing pretty well. We have freshman running backs. So a lot of the skilled positions are just freshman kids, and I think they took a big step last week, and so hopefully they'll look as good this week.
Do you think that big step was primarily just getting some game experience under their belts and then stepping back on the field?
I think so, yeah. Sometimes those kids, when they step out as freshmen, they're a little bit intimidated. They're a little bit trying to figure things out because,
You know, and honestly, that first game that those freshman kids had played with the JV, they hadn't even had a freshman game yet. So their last experience of a game was an 8th grader in, you know, Pee Wee football. And so now they're all of a sudden jumping into a JV game, which is a big step for kids. And I thought they did okay, you know, but in reality, we found that some of those freshman kids were a little bit better than some of the juniors. And so some of those kids ended up, you know, getting a little more time just because they did play. You know, they competed, and you know, and last week again, I think they you know, they got that under them, and they felt pretty confident.
So what about tonight's, this afternoon's game, I guess? What about this afternoon's game against the Rich High Rebels? What you played them last year? You played in the past. What do you expect today?
Well, you know, the number one thing we expect from our JV kids, because they don't really ever get time to practice together, and they kind of thrown together from freshmen and juniors, and so the biggest thing we look for is great effort out of our kids. You know, when they step out there, we want them kids to bring it. You know, we understand there's going to be mistakes and things like that, but we want the kids playing at a very high tempo, high energy, and, you know, just being physical. And, you know, from there we can coach them up and work with them. And you know, the idea is to get those kids ready for a varsity experience. And so that's, you know, that's our big priority right there. Obviously, we go out to try to win games, and we're always pushing to do that, of course.
All right, well, good luck today, Coach, and thank you for your time.
Hey, thank you.
That was JV head coach Rob Thomas of the Mountain Crest Mustangs. We're about 15 minutes away from kickoff and today's action. You're listening to the Coach Ashley Brown pregame coaches show, brought to you by Mound Valley Cattle Company. Here on the pregame show, stay tuned. We'll visit with head coach Ashley Brown in just a moment. You're listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ 98.3 FM, and watch the game online at KADQradio.com.
Precious time cannot be recovered once lost, said the famous Jack Sparrow. Don't lose time driving extra miles when the dental services you need are available right here in Evanston. Do you need a root canal? Do you need your wisdom teeth pulled? Are you missing teeth or want a full and perfect smile? Do you need braces? All of these services are available from our specialists right here in Evanston. This is endodontist Les Walker, inviting you to join me and my associates. Call today to schedule an appointment at 307-789-5608. That's 307-789-5608. Save your precious time.
Online, road traffic. Gas prices on the rise. Save yourself a trip to the big city by stopping first at Cowboy Motor Company. You no longer have to get out of Dodge to find the best deals on vehicles. Cowboy Motor Company has them in stock. Expanding inventory and plenty of money available for lending, you can now get into Dodge at Cowboy Motor Company. Strength, honesty, and integrity. The Cowboy way. Cowboy Motor Company, 100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on KADQ. We're in the middle of the coach's pregame show, brought to you by Mound Valley Cattle Company. We'll be back with Rebel head coach Ashley Brown right after this.
A well-rounded education is one of the keys to success in life. Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company, are cheering for all students at Rich High School this year. When it comes to buying or selling cattle, the experts at Mound Valley Cattle Company will get it done. Serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho. Call 208-339-0614. That's 208-339-0614.
Here with head coach Ashley Brown of the Rich High Rebels. And coach, we talked about it after the game on Friday. It was almost like two different games. You guys jumped out quick and were looking pretty good. Struggled. What was the difference?
Well, I think our kids relaxed a little and didn't think they had to play necessarily a whole game. And once we lost the momentum, we just never did get it back. Hopefully we learned from that, and that won't happen again.
What do you do in practice to change that and learn from that?
We're just going to try to make everything we do game-like so that they understand that it takes 2 hours to get the job done, and we're going to try to do that in practice.
Now, did your brother call you after or message you or come across and give you a hard time?
No, he's usually pretty good. We about split, and so when we win, we don't say a whole lot, and when we lose, we don't say a whole lot. So it's good. It's good.
And as far as the season goes, how much weight does that game carry for you?
Well, we hope we've learned a lot from it. You know, that's why we play them, because we know it's good competition every year. We know we have to play well to compete with them, and so we hope we
learned a lot from that game, and it'll help as we get going.
This week in practice, what have you been really focusing on to get ready for today's game against Mountain Crest?
In watching the film, we didn't block as well as we needed to. We're not blocking till the whistle. We need to throw the ball better. So those are the things that we'll work on, that we've worked on all week long.
Is it a concern that I don't want to pick on State Jarman, but he's had, I think, 6 interceptions thrown in 2 games.
No, it's not a concern. He's going to get better, and you know, it's not all his fault. And so we'll just continue to work on it, and we'll get better at it.
And as far as Mountain Crest, what kind of opponent are they that you're going to keep?
You know, they'll run a bunch of different formations at us. They can throw and run equally well, and then they're usually very good defensively. So we'll have our hands full with them.
2 games into the season, still early on. Obviously, you got some big games coming up before too long. But how do you feel like, you know, where you're at now? How do you feel about it?
You know, we got this game today to get us ready for season, and you know, after this game, we should be in pretty good shape for going into league play.
Can we talk a little bit about what you have in league? I know Duchesne's the team to beat right now, but what about the other teams? How are they looking?
Duchesne will be really good. Monticello will be very good. And Kanab will be very good. Those are the 3 teams at the top, and those will be the teams that we have to beat, you know, to win it, and that's our goal.
But today against Mountain Crest, then, what are your keys? What are your big things that you need to make sure and do?
Play a full game and not just a half of a game, and we want to be able to execute a little better than we did the week before, get a little better on defense, and you know, just hopefully become a better all-around team during this game.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck today.
Thank you.
This has been the Coach's Pregame Show, brought to you by Mound Valley Cattle Company. We're about 5 minutes from today's kickoff, and you're listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ 98.3 FM. Watch the game online at KADQradio.com.
It's time for the pre-winter checkup special.
Big O Tires, we go the extra mile, revving up the service to make you smile. We're in the business of customer pleasing, all the right service.
Receive an oil change, 22-point inspection, brake check, and tire rotation for just $59.99.
The way we go, we got you covered at Big O.
Big O Tires in Evanston, 607 Cheyenne Drive.
What makes us stand out from our competition? Knowledge. Certified technicians with the proper state-of-the-art diagnostic and repair equipment. Quality. Genuine AC, Delco, and quality GM parts. And what makes us stand out from our competition is you, our customers. Intelligent people who know a good deal and quality work when they see it. Work right. Outstanding.
You've been listening to the Rich High Rebel
You're about a minute and a half away.
Show here on KADQ. We're just moments away from opening kickoff, the starting lineups, and coin toss. You're listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ FM 98.3, and you can watch the game online live at KADQradio.com.
Precious time cannot be recovered once lost, said the famous Jack Sparrow. Don't lose time driving extra miles when the dental service are available right here in Evanston. Do you need a root canal? Do you need your wisdom teeth pulled? Are you missing teeth and want a full and perfect smile? Do you need braces? All of these services are available.
Probably 20 or 30 minutes.
This is oral surgeon A.J. Stosich, inviting you to join and my associates. Call today to schedule an appointment at 306-5608. 789-5608. Save your precious time.
Online, road traffic. Gas prices on the rise. Save yourself a trip to the big city by stopping first at Cowboy. You no longer have to get out of Dodge to find the best deals on vehicles. Cowboy Motor Stop. Expanding inventory and plenty of money available for lending.
10 seconds.
Now get into Dodge. Cowboy Motor. Strength, honesty, and integrity. The Cowboy way. Cowboy Motor Company, 100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
Welcome back to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ 98.3 FM. And if you're watching online at KADQradio.com, you see the JV action going on right now. The Rich High JV and freshman teams playing the second half action against the Mountain Crest Mustangs freshman squad. Coming up, we'll have the varsity of the Rebels, Rich High varsity team, this Mountain Crest JV team. And right now, 2:34 left in the fourth quarter of the JV game, and it's 28-21. Rich High with the lead, but just turned it over on downs. And to tell you, in the first half, Rich built a 28-7 lead, and that was going into halftime, and it's been all Mountain Crest here in the second half. The Rebel offense has not been able to do much. Defense has been fairly solid, but they have been on the field quite a bit here in the second half. Here you see a long pass, and almost picked off, boy, by the Rebels there. And they're going to say that's incomplete. We're going to bring you some of this JV action as we wrap this one up, because we'll have plenty of time between the JV game, between when this one ends until we start our varsity action. And what time do we have? 3:15 after 3 o'clock. So we're already a bit behind schedule, and we'll just keep you right here, give you some live action, and get you updated on everything that's happened this week in Rich High Rebel sports and what's coming up as well. You're listening to a Big O Tire of Evanston presentation of Rebel football here on KADQ, and you can tune in and watch the action live at KADQradio.com. 2:28 left in the fourth quarter, 28-21. Rebels with the lead. Handoff up the middle, and a good defensive stop by Rich High there. Good effort. Nice tackle in the backfield. By Rebels. I believe that was Hawkins Cornea. Maybe not, but I didn't see the number very well. Anyway, it's 28-21, and second down and 10, up third and 13. And here's the snap. This is Thomas, the freshman quarterback in there. He'll play the quarterback. Oh, a big hit. He loses the football. It's loose and looks like the Rebels pick it up. Wow, what a hit on Thomas. Looks like he's a little slow to get up, but he appears to be all right. That was, boy, he just got leveled. And he's actually the JV head coach's son. JV head coach is Rob Thomas. And that's Peyton Thomas. And he'll be starting in the next game against the Rebels when we're back with the varsity game here in just a few minutes. 1:59 left here, fourth quarter, 28-21 in the JV matchup. Varsity game coming up right here on KADQ and online at KADQradio.com. Rebels offense back out on the field, and they'll have first and goal at the 5-yard line. So great field position. Now flag flies, and we're going to have here a minute 58 left in the ball game. The Rebels trying to punch one in. Illegal procedure against. Did they say that was against the Mustangs? March forward a couple and a half yards, go halfway to the goal line. Half the distance, and it'll be first and goal from about the 2.5, about the 3-yard line. It's under center. We're in the backfield for the Rebels. Here's the snap, and trying to just go right back up the middle with it is Nicholas Wallenstein, and no room there. He's pushed back. So it'll be second down and goal. Clock running down to a minute 45, and it's 28-21 on the Winnebago scoreboard. Rebels with the lead, and just maybe need to run the clock out here and secure the victory. And the second and goal from the 2-yard line for the Rebels. Valentine up under center with 3 backs in the backfield. Minute 25 left to go. Here's the snap. Valentine gives up the middle, and no room to run for Riley Osler. Looks like they're going to mark him back at the 3, so that'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be third down and goal. But Rebels have the lead 28-21 here in this JV game, and again, varsity action coming up, so stay tuned for it here on KADQ FM 98.3, and again, online at KADQradio.com. And watch the game, watch the streaming. Watch the streaming video. Rebels with a third and goal, but under a minute to play, 45 seconds as the clock continues to wind. Wallenstein up under center, 3 in the backfield, man out wide to the right. Here's the snap. He's hit immediately, and Wisely just tucks it, holds on to it, and goes down. Loses a few yards, and that'll take us down to 35.3 seconds left to go. And I think we're going to have a timeout. Mountain Crest Mustangs will take a timeout. They're going to try to still not giving up on this one. They're down by a touchdown, 28-21 on the win title scoreboard. And if you've been listening, you've heard our pregame show. We were able to speak with the JV head coach of the Mountain Crest Mustangs, Rob Thomas. and also with Rich High Rebel head coach Ashley Brown. And let's recap on this what happened last week for the Rebels. It was against the Westside Pirates. Rebels, their home opener of the season against Westside. And Rebels jumped out to an early lead. They got put together a couple nice drives and went up 20-0 with 8 minutes left in the second quarter. And but from that point on, and if to hear Coach Brown talk about it, he says his team just kind of lost focus. And Westside went on a 41-0 run. They scored 41 unanswered points and ended up winning the game 41-28. That was our final score last week. Here's fourth down. Rebels going to go for it here. Wallenstein rolling out to his left. See if he can make the corner. He's going to throw, and it's going to be picked off. A flag flies down about the 14. And the interception back at the 4. So down at the 4. You want to get that turnover if you're Mountain Crest, but it would have also been a turnover on down. So lose a few yards with the interception rather than if you just knocked it down. But there's that penalty flag back about the 13-yard line. We're down to 31.1 seconds left in this JV action. 28-21 on the Uinta scoreboard. They're going to decline the penalty. And it looks like from where they're placing the football, they're going to say that the pass was incomplete, unless they're going to move it here. But they placed the football out on the 13-yard line. And I think either way, it is going to be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs with 31.1 seconds left. They'll say it was an interception, put it back at the 3-yard line. So back at their own 3. Shadow's not quite long enough to be in the shadow of their own goalpost, as they say, but they are very close to it. And the Mustangs come out, Thomas in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers coming out to this near side, 1 to the far side. And Thomas looking for some direction real quick. 31 seconds left to go as the Mustangs try to mount a comeback here. And they're running out of time. They're down 28-21. It was 28-7 at the half. And now they get all their ducks in a row. Now they do it. Thomas gives a little more direction to his team. Out of the shotgun, sending a man in motion with 31 seconds left and 97 yards to go. Here's the snap, quick throw out to the flat. Trying the halfback pass. He breaks a tackle in the end zone, trying to get away. He runs away from a few defenders, going across to the other side, throws it away, and what an effort by the Mountain Crest Mustangs just to avoid the safety and throw it away without getting called for any kind of intentional grounding or anything like that. But the Rebels defense all over that play. They did not get fooled by that attempted halfback pass by Mountain Crest. Thomas running back in there with the play with the incomplete pass, stops the clock at 21.3 seconds on the Uinta scoreboard here at Lynn R. Miller Field. It's 28-21, Rebels with the lead as we wind down action in this JV game. The Mustangs will send trips out here to this near side and 2 receivers to the far side. So it's a spread formation. Thomas alone in the backfield in the shotgun. And you can watch this live on KADQradio.com. Thomas waits. Here's the snap. 21 seconds to go. Thomas steps up in the pocket, rolling around, finds a man over the middle, and he tries to make a one-handed catch. He can't hold on to it. Drop, and it'll be 3rd and 10. And that's one of those, just get 2 hands on it, make the catch, then start to run with the ball. Don't try to be fancy. 15 seconds left in the ball game. This is JV action, and we got plenty of time till the varsity game starts, so stay tuned here on KADQ FM 98.3 and at KADQradio.com. And in case you missed, was talking about it earlier, there was some miscommunication between the athletic directors here at Mountain Crest and Scott Ferguson at Rich High School. And I'll tell you more about that, but just basically we had some miscommunication on game time, so that's why we're so late in getting this one started. I'll tell you more. Here's a spread formation on 3rd and 10 from their own 4-yard line. Thomas back, throws over the middle, picked off. Oh, no. Jarman, that's Mitch Jarman, I believe. Yeah, Mitch looked to run. He was looking for the pick 6 before he actually had the pick. And so that'll give the Mustangs one more shot here with 13 seconds left. It's 4th and 10 from their own 3-yard line. 97 yards to go in 13 seconds. It's going to be a miracle for them if they can make something happen. They're trailing 28-21 on the Uinta scoreboard. Rebels JV team looking for a victory here. They led 28-7 at the half. It's been a different second half. It's a lot of the younger kids have come in to play for Rich High in this second half. And their offense hasn't been able to do a whole lot. They had some good plays, a lot of big plays. Lakeson had a big run of pass and catch, about an 80-yard touchdown. Here's Thomas in the end zone, scrambling, trying to keep it alive. He throws downfield, overthrows an intended receiver with 7 seconds left to play. It's incomplete. That's fourth, and that'll be a turnover on downs. So the Rebels will take it over and take a knee, I assume, and just put this one in the books. And 28-21 looks like it'll be our final score of the Winnetonka scoreboard as the Rebel offense comes out onto the field. And we're not too far away from game time in the varsity, the Rich High Rebel varsity team against the Mountain Crest JV squad. Mountain Crest the varsity lost last night to Roy. Had a rough first half, and they couldn't make a comeback quite enough in the second half. So lost that game last night to Roy. Here's 1st and 10, or 1st and goal from the 4, and Wallenstein will just take a knee, and they'll run the clock out once they get it started. There it goes, and our final score in the JV game is going to be 28-21. Rich Rebels get the victory. Again, that's the Rebel JV and freshman squad, JV and sophomore freshman team against the freshman squad of the Mountain Crest Mustangs. 28-21, the final on the Winnetonka scoreboard, and again, we're getting started real late. We've been talking all week that today's games would be at 12 and 2. We thought we'd have pregame at 1:20 and kickoff at 2 o'clock. That was based on the schedule I got from Scott Ferguson. And Ferguson just told me that that's the schedule he knew that it was until just last night late. He learned that the games that Mountain Crest had them in their books at 1 o'clock for this one that just ended, and 3 o'clock for the varsity, for the Rich High varsity game against the Mountain Crest JV. So just lack of communication or miscommunication somewhere in there. The reps, I was talking with the Mountain Crest athletic director earlier, his name is Jim Cosby, and Jim told me that he all along had his reps scheduled for today for 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. And then he actually was under the impression that the varsity, the Rich varsity, was going to take on the Mountain Crest JV at 1, and then the freshman game would be at 3 o'clock. But apparently Coach Brown spoke with Coach Thomas, Rob Thomas of the Mountain Crest JV squad, and they decided that they'd do the freshman sophomore first at 1 o'clock. The varsity would be at 3 o'clock. But even up to that point, Coach Brown was under the impression it was going to be 12 and 2 until just yesterday is when that schedule was finalized. So that explains why we're getting started here so late. Then that JV game went a bit long as well. We had a lot of scoring in that first half as Rich High built a 28-0 lead. The JV squad did, and then they got some substitutions in that second half, and the Rich High offense not working quite as well as in the first half. And that window doesn't work, sorry to tell you. And so then in the second half, the Mountain Crest Mustangs really able to kind of push back into it. And so it was a comeback, but not quite enough as the Rebels JV team wins 28-21 on the Winnetonka scoreboard. So, again, going back to last week and what the Rebels did against the Westside Pirates, it was interesting. It was almost like a tale of two games. And you hear that maybe once in a while, but it really was that kind of a situation last week as the Rebels, McKay Jarman had a 48-yard touchdown run in the first half. That was the first score for Rich High. Dakota Clark had a 21-yard touchdown run a little bit later on. That made it 14-0 early in the second quarter. And then Jarman, another touchdown run of 3 yards late in the first, with 8 minutes left in the first half in that second quarter. And the Rebels led 20-0, but something changed right there. And to hear Coach Brown talk about it, he said, the guys just let up. They lost their focus. They got up by 20. They felt like they could just kind of cruise from there. They felt like they were getting confident, maybe overconfident, and they put it into cruise control, and that's when trouble started to happen. Jancy Banez had a 7-yard touchdown for the Westside Pirates. PAT was good. That made it 20-7, and then touchdown after touchdown, a couple of Rich turnovers, and another touchdown for the Westside Pirates. One of those turnovers resulted in a 75-yard interception return for a touchdown by Carson Alder of the Westside Pirates. And 41 points later, all 41 of those points were scored by the Westside Pirates. They led 41-20. Rich High never gave up, though. They kept battling, and they scored again with just a few seconds left in the fourth quarter. A 28-yard touchdown pass from McKay Jarman to Joseph Lakeson, but not nearly enough. That made it 41-28, and that was our final score. And that was after the week before the Rebels got the victory over the Summit Academy Bears. And, one of the problems that the Rebels have had is interceptions. They've had a few too many interceptions, and when I asked Coach Brown about that, if that's a concern, he said, no, we're working on it, we're getting better. He does recognize they do need to be better in the passing game. They haven't had much consistency in that passing game. But he feels confident that they're going to improve, that they'll all, they just need to make a little bit better decisions on some of those plays. And a couple of things about it was one of the interceptions against Summit Academy was at the end of the first half, and the Rebels were just trying to make something happen or toward the end of the game and just kind of threw one up there, and it didn't end up really hurting them. Against Westside, actually, that was against Westside. Rich High was just trying to throw up a Hail Mary and make something happen. It was intercepted, and Coach Brown told me that it might be as good as a punt if you can just throw it way downfield. It was intercepted, but anyway, he said that he's not too concerned about all those interceptions and turnovers. They are holding on to the football pretty well. We haven't seen many fumbles or lost balls that way. So we got varsity action coming up. You've been listening to the Rich High Rebel Football pregame show here on KVDQ, and we're I can't say just how many minutes we are away from the varsity game. 28-21 was the final score of the JV game. Rich High Rebels got the victory. And here at Lynn R. Miller Field at Mountain Crest. We'll take a break, and we'll be back. Give me a minute here, and you're listening to a Big O Tigers of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel Football on KADQ 98.3 FM, and you can watch the game online at KADQradio.com.
It's time for the pre-winter checkup special.
Big O Tigers, we go the extra mile, revving up the service. Big smile, we're in the business, a customer pleasing, all the right service, all the right reasons.
Receive an oil change, 22-point inspection, brake check, and tire rotation for just $59.99.
The way we go, we got you covered at Big O.
Big O Tires in Evanston, 607 Cheyenne Drive.
What makes us stand out from our competition? Knowledge. Certified technicians with the proper state-of-the-art diagnostic and repair equipment. Quality. Genuine ACC, Delco, and quality GM. And what makes us stand out from our competition is you, our customers, intelligent people who know a good deal and quality work when they see it.
Welcome back to a Big O Tigers of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel Football on KADQ 98.3 FM. And again, you can watch the game online at KADQradio.com. The Rebels have been busy this week. Lady Rebels in action Thursday and Friday. Thursday at Bear Lake, and then last night hosting Duchesne. So we'll get you updated on that. We got some minutes, plenty of time before our game starts. You can, if you're watching online at KADQradio.com, you may see on the left side of the screen, that's the north side of the field, the Mountain Crest Mustangs out there warming up. And looks like a pretty good number of kids out there on the JV team. In the JV game, the Rich High Rebels JV and sophomore teams, they got the victory 28-21 on the Winnetitle scoreboard. That was a few minutes ago. And coming up, we got varsity action here on KADQ, FM 98.3, and online at KADQradio.com. And we want to thank all of our sponsors: Cowboy Motor Company, Save a Horse, Buy from Cowboy; Big O Tires, the team you trust; Castle Rock Chevrolet, we are Chevrolet; Wyoming Dental Specialists, and Rocky Mountain Care, simply the best care. I'll let you know that today's pregame coaches show is brought to you by Mound Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. Kickoffs today are brought to you by Stacy's Repair in Woodruff, and first downs in today's game are brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental, Dr. Sean Grohl. Today's turnover sponsor is the station in Randolph, and your scoreboard sponsor for today's broadcast is To Win a Title. This is a Big O Tire of Evanston presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ FM 98.3 and again online at KADQradio.com. We see down on the south end zone now, the Rebels coming out of the locker room, taking the field to get ready for warm-ups down there. And I wonder if we should either go to some music or maybe go back and just go ahead and play our coaches' interviews again and we can just go back through our pregame. We've got enough time. That JV game kind of drug out a little bit, and we do have probably 20, maybe 30 minutes before this the game gets underway. We are kind of going under the idea that the kickoff was supposed to be at 3 o'clock, and they'll try to hurry things up. But the way it looks like they're going to rush anything out on the field to get these teams warmed up quicker and get kickoff any faster. So let me get you updated on what's happened so far this week in Rebel Sports, and then we'll go from there. Looking back to Thursday night, the Rich High Rebel volleyball team traveled up to Bear Lake. We were right there with them, and they took on the Bear Lake Lady Bears. And Rebels had a great game, a great set, or a great match, I should say. They won the first set 26-24 in a real close one that was back and forth most of the way through in that first set. Rebels did go on a nice run, 12-4, to pull themselves out in front, to get themselves out in front and get the victory. Set number 2, the Rebels won 25-17, and then they really turned it on in set 3, winning 25-12. This was Thursday night at Bear Lake. The Rebels got the win over the Bear Lake Lady Bears 3-0, and Coach Stewart was real pleased with that because that's a team that she feels they're real even with, competitively. And they expected that to be a closer match, but to get the win in 3 was something exciting for the Lady Rebels. Then last night, Rich hosted Duchesne, and it wasn't too challenging. In fact, Rebels cruised in the first 2 sets, 25-13 and 25-14. They let up a little bit toward the end, but still won 25-18. And if you heard Coach Stewart yesterday in our post-game show, she said how the girls were just not playing very well. She said, if it was me, I'd rather be out there showing how good I am. But these girls they let up a little bit, weren't too anxious to really just pour it on, but they still got the victory, 25-18 in the third set, and won 3-0 in the match. So that was volleyball, and next up for the Rich Lady volleyball team is next Saturday, a week from today. They host Lyman, and we'll have it here on KADQ. And to let you know, it'll be in the evening. I believe it's a 6 o'clock game time. 6 o'clock game time next Saturday night. So tune in for the pregame at 5:30 and game time at 6 p.m. for the Rich High Lady Rebel volleyball team next Saturday, right here on KADQ 98.3 FM and online at KADQradio.com. We'll have that Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football. And as for the football team, we've been talking, I've mentioned a few times this week that the sophomores were going to be at Star Valley this last Thursday. I was talking with the Rebel Athletic Director, Scott Ferguson. He said, again, some miscommunication. Star Valley was under the impression that game is next Thursday, so that's what they've rescheduled it for. It'll be the 19th, Thursday the 19th, the sophomores Rich High will be at Star Valley. So that gets you updated on that. Now, Rich High here this afternoon at Mountain Crest here in Hiram, Utah. And in case you missed, I mentioned a couple of times that some miscommunication. The Mountain Crest Athletic Director, Jim Crosby, scheduled his referees for today's game for 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. Rebels, somehow here was the miscommunication, thought the games were going to be at 12 and 2, and it wasn't until last night that the Rebels and the Mountain Crest Mustangs got on the same page, and since the referees were scheduled for 1 and 3, that was the time, and those were the times that prevailed. So that's why we're getting started here late. The JV game went a bit long, and we're going to be underway before too long. You can see the players out on the field. It's a beautiful facility here at Mountain Crest in Hiram, Utah. And talking with Scott Ferguson, athletic director for Rich High, he says that the 3 schools here in the Logan Valley, I believe it's Skyview, Logan High, and then Mountain Crest here, all have this artificial turf out on the field. And there's a big company that builds treadmills here in Logan. they've apparently facilitated all the schools here in this valley with this nice turf field. And one of the things about the turf, it does get warm. It does get pretty warm down on the field, because if you've ever been on one of these turf fields, not only is it, it's kind of a darker green, so that attracts some heat, but down in between all the little fibers of the artificial grass fibers, you've got millions of little black rubber pieces, and those really draw in the heat as well. So our temperature, air temperature right now, I've got 72 degrees, so it's a real nice afternoon, but down on the field it's probably closer to 80, maybe even 85 with that heat that's just being pulled in. And it's a real sunny day. We do have some clouds coming in from the east up over the mountains there, but it's a sunny day and it's nice and warm. So that's what we're looking at for today. Let's tell you what, we're going to be probably 20 minutes away from game time, maybe 15 minutes at the least. So we're going to take a break, and we've got some other programming. Julie, I understand that my producers back in the studio have something ready to play for about 10 minutes, and we'll be back with a Big O Tire of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football here on KADQ 98.3 FM, and you can watch online at KADQradio.com. Stay tuned.
You're listening to Rich High Rebel football on KADQ FM 98.3.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Ashley Brown on the pregame coaches show.
Thanks for doing that.
Kickoff.
Ryan?
Yeah. I can hear you.
Welcome to the Coach Ashley Brown pregame show, brought to you by Mound Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. No one sees the game the way the coaches do, so we'll take a few minutes to visit with opposing
Ryan,
coaches.
can you hear me?
And then we'll talk with Rebel.
Okay,
Diana,
sorry.
get your thoughts on today's game.
Okay, so I've just queued up both of the coaches' interviews
Okay.
with Mound Valley Cattle Company.
Okay, good. So we'll just play that part of the pregame show again.
Exactly. I've queued them up twice.
Okay.
And then I've got a re-intro, so you've got about 10 minutes.
Okay.
So I'll just cue you when you've got about a minute left.
Okay, sounds good.
A well-rounded education is one of the five. Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company, are cheering for all the students at Rich High School this year. When it comes to buying or selling cattle, the experts at Mound Valley Cattle Company will get it done. Serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming, Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho. Call 208-339-0614. That's 208-339-0614.
Well, Coach Rob Thomas, thank you for joining me today on the pregame coaches show, and I really appreciate you taking the time for me. So tell me, Coach, how long have you been coaching? How long have you been with Mountain Crest?
No, Mountain Crest the past, let's see, 5 years. The first two I was on the offensive side, and then the last three I've been doing the defense. And before that, I coached a little bit over in Box Elder, and I did a little bit of arena football.
You played for Mountain?
Yep.
And tell me what you've got as far as the JV squad for Mountain Crest.
Well, this year particularly, we just don't have a large junior class. And then we've got a lot of injuries, so we have a fair chunk of juniors, and then we throw in a bunch of freshman kids with them. Our mentality here is always to try to keep our sophomore class together as a class, and then the juniors play JV along with a few of the freshmen, which in the past, you usually bring up maybe one, maybe two kids. This year we have, quite a bit more that we end up bringing up just because we're missing a lot of juniors in that class, and so it's kind of split. We have about 18 freshmen that will suit, and probably 10 of those will get time. 3 will probably start.
So a little bit of youth on the team. How's things gone so far this season?
Oh, it's going okay. The first game was a learning experience for them. They were in the game, they just couldn't make plays, and I think there was some adjustment for some of those kids. And the second game, which was last week in Syracuse, was just very tough. couldn't quite finish it. It was very competitive. They were going down for a final drive to try to win it, and wasn't able to do that. But they took a big step from League One to League Two, just in the ability to compete and feel some confidence in themselves. And some of those freshman kids that have their first experience playing with some older kids, and that first week was kind of a eye opener. I think they figured it out last week. They did fairly well. We have a freshman quarterback, and he's been doing pretty well. We have freshman running backs, so a lot of the skilled positions are just freshman kids, and I think they took a big step last week, and so hopefully they'll look as good this week.
Do you think that big step was primarily just getting some game experience under their belt and then stepping back on the field?
I think so, yeah. Sometimes those kids, when they step out as freshmen, they're a little bit intimidated. They're a little bit trying to figure things out. And honestly, that first game that those freshman kids had played with the JV, they hadn't even had a freshman game yet. So their last experience of a game was an 8th grader in, Pee Wee football. And so now they're all of a sudden jumping into a JV game, which is a big step for kids. And I thought they did okay. But in reality, we found that some of those freshman kids were a little bit better than some of the juniors, and so some of those kids ended up, getting a little more time just because they did play. They competed, and last week again, I think they got that under them, and they felt pretty confident.
So what about this afternoon's game, I guess? What about this afternoon's game against the Rich High Rebels? You played them last year, you played in the past. What do you expect today?
Well, the number one thing we expect from our JV kids, because they don't really ever get time to practice together, and they're kind of thrown together from freshmen and juniors, and so the biggest thing we look for is great effort out of our kids. When they step out there, we want them kids to bring it. We understand there's going to be mistakes and things like that, but we want the kids playing at a very high tempo, high energy, and just being physical, and from there we can coach them up and work with them, and the idea is to get those kids ready for a varsity experience, and so that's a big priority right there. Obviously, we go out to try to win games, and we're always pushing to do that, of course.
All right, well, good luck today, Coach, and thank you for your time.
Hey, thank you.
That was JV head coach Rob Thomas of the Mountain Crest Mustangs. We're about 15 minutes away from kickoff and today's action. You're listening to the Coach Ashley Brown pregame coaches show, brought to you by Mound Valley Cattle Company here on the pregame show. Stay tuned. We'll visit with head coach Ashley Brown in just a moment. You're listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ 98.3 FM, and watch the game online at KADQradio.com.
A well-rounded education is one of the keys in life. Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company, are cheering for all the students at Rich High School this year. When it comes to buying or selling cattle, the Mound Valley will get it done. Serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming, Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho. Call 208-339-0614. That's 208-339-0614.
Here's Ashley Brown of the Rich High Rebels, and Coach, we talked about it after the game on Friday. It was almost like two different games. You guys jumped out. I think they had necessarily a whole game, and once we lost the momentum, we just never did get it back. So hopefully we've learned from that, and that won't happen to us again. We do in practice to change that. We're just going to try to make everything we do game-like so that they understand that it takes 2 hours to get the job done, and we're going to try to do that. Now, did your brother call you after or message you or come across and give you a hard time? No, he's usually pretty good. We about split, and so when we win, we don't say a whole lot, and when we lose, we don't say a whole lot. So it was good. And as far as the season goes, how much weight does that game carry for you? Well, we hope we learned a lot from it. That's why we play them, because it's good competition every year. We know we have to play well to compete with them, and learned a lot from that game, and it'll help us as we get going down towards the end here. Now, this week in practice, what have you been really focusing on to get today's game against?
In watching the film, we didn't block as well as we needed to. We're not dealt with, so we need to throw the ball better.
Okay, Ryan, we've got about a minute and 40 seconds before the intro.
You guys gonna buy an RV or just thinking about it?
That's, I think, intersection.
Yeah.
No, it's
my
not
dad.
We'll work on it, and we'll get better at it.
And as far as Mountain Crest, what kind of opponent are they that you're going to see today?
You know, they'll run a bunch of different formations at us. They can throw and run equally well, and then they're usually very good defensively. So we'll have our hands full with them.
2 games into the season, and it's still early on. Obviously, you got some big games coming up before too long. But how do you feel like, where you're at now? How do you feel?
You know, we got this game today to get us ready for league game. You know, I think after this game, we should be in pretty good shape for going into league play.
Talk a little bit about what you have in league. I know Duchesne's the team to beat right now, but what about the team?
Duchesne will be really good. Monticello will be very good. And Knapp very good. Those will be teams at the top, and those will be the teams that we have to beat, to win it, and that's our goal.
So today against Mount Creston, what are your keys? What are your big things that you need to make sure and win?
We want to play a full game and not just a half of a game, and we want to be able to be a little better on defense, and just hopefully become better all around team this game.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Welcome back to a Big O Tigers of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ FM 98.3 and online at KADQradio.com. Right now it's the coin toss out on the field as we get things ready to go here in the varsity game for the Rebels. It looks like the Mustangs have won the toss. They've deferred. The Rebels will receive to start this afternoon's game, and that's the coin toss here on KADQ. Starting lineups coming up here in just a bit, and let me just get you updated one more time on why we're getting started so late. There was a miscommunication between athletic directors. Jim Crosby, the AD at Mountain Crest, had referees scheduled for 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock, which that in itself is putting games probably too close together. You've got to schedule 2.5 or 3 hours between a football game. That's beside the point. Somehow the times that were communicated to Rich High athletic director Scott Ferguson were 12 and 2 o'clock, and so that's the schedule we've had and been talking about all season and especially all this last week. It wasn't until last night that the Rebels learned that the games were at 1. They're scheduled for 1 and 3 o'clock for today. So that's where we've been put and scheduled down to. So we have the JV game was at 1 o'clock. Rich High won that one 28-21 on the Uinta scoreboard, and we're probably just a few minutes away from getting this varsity game started. It's the Rich High Rebel varsity team against the Mountain Crest JV squad. And just looking at the difference between the JV squad warming up just here out in the field right now versus the freshman team that we saw earlier today playing, you can see a big difference in the Mountain Crest players, in their speed, in their size and quickness, and all those kind of attributes on the team, on the field. So that's what we got coming up here in just a few minutes. And again, we want to thank our sponsors here today: Cowboy Motor Company, Save a Horse, Buy from Cowboy; Big O Tires, the team you trust; Castle Rock Chevrolet, we are Chevrolet; Wyoming Dental Specialists; and Rocky Mountain Care, simply the best care. Today's pregame coaches show was brought to you by Mountain Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. Kickoffs today are brought to you by Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. First downs in today's game are brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental and Dr. Sean Grohl. Today's turnover sponsor is the station in Randolph, and your scoreboard sponsor for today's broadcast is You Win a Title. A few minutes away from kickoff, let's get to the starting lineups, and for the Rich High Rebels, we'll go with defense. On the front line, defensive ends are number 3, McKay Charman, and number 84, Skylar Argyle. Both taller for defensive ends, especially for high school level football, but that gives the defensive end some good opportunity to get hands up, knock down passes, and use some speed around the outside. Defensive linemen are number 9, Dakota Clark, and number 64, Isaac Hopkins. Linebackers are number 5, Cash Sadie, linebacker number 21, Chalice Myers, number 23, Benjamin Grohl, and 34, Mitch Jarman. Defensive backs are number 8, Jaden Wallenstein, number 80, Vance Weston, and number 25, Joseph Leifson. Leifson had an interception in that JV game, but quite a bit of time in that game, and he returned that about 30 yards. It was a real nice interception to step in through the pass. Let's take a look at the Mountain Crest starting offense, and we'll go with the offensive line first at left tackle, number 50, Andrew Anderson. Left guard is number 76, Carson Coleman. Center, number 53, Levi Law. Right guard is number 60, Ryland Stollinger, and outside the right guard is number 77, Austin Cooper. Quarterback is number 2, Peyton Thomas, and behind him, number 27, Bubba Thompson, and number 4, Court Fuller. Wide receivers are number 5, Zach Smith, and number 2, Colton Ferguson. Now, we might get numbers adjusted here as we get started. Talking with Coach Rob Thomas of the Mountain Crest Mustangs, he was unsure about some of the numbers, and he was asking some of his players, is Zach Thomas wearing number 5 today? And no, he's wearing number 17 and things like that. So we might have to adjust those numbers for you, but I think we've got the players squared away, and we'll bring it to you the best that we can. Yeah. Okay. So as we mentioned, Rebels will be receiving to start this one off, and we're just moments away from kickoff. If you're watching online at KADQRadio.com, the Rebels are on the left side, from our view, which is the north side of the field. And the Mountain Crest Mustangs will be kicking off from the south to north, right to left. We're sitting on the west side. You can see some Rebel fans across the way in the bleachers on the east side of the field. And some clouds coming up over the mountains on a nice sunny afternoon, 72 degrees. But again, it's going to be warmer down there on the field. They have that nice artificial turf, which is maintenance-free, and it's a good playing surface. But it also attracts some heat with all that little black rubber that's mixed in between the turf. Here's the kickoff. It's a nice one. High. Leifson comes up. Cash Sadie fields it about the 12, and we're underway. Sadie up across the 20, 25, and then he runs into a wall of Mountain Crest Mustangs, and he'll be stacked up about the 28. And that kickoff here on KADQ is brought to you by Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. And the Rebels will take it over first and 10. Let's see just where they mark it. About the 29, I think, is where we're going to have Rich High first down. Start this one off. Today's broadcast brought to you in part by S-Bar-S Trucking, Eric and Sherry South. Jarman up under center. Sadie goes in motion. He'll get the handoff. Big hole up the middle. He's met by a linebacker about the 35. Picks up a few after the 36. And it's a nice gain on first down by the Rebels. Out to the 36, 37 on the 36-yard line. So a gain of close to 7 yards on first down by Cash Sadie. We had some changes in the starting lineup offensively for the Rebels. Dakota Clark starting this one on the offensive line and wearing number 54. He's a left guard. We saw him running the ball. He scored a touchdown last week. But he'll be on the line this week. Here's the snap. Jarman coming out to this near side. We're going to run the option. He'll stop. Pitch out here to Big Ben Bull. At the 40, he's met. He's going to have the first down, and somehow he pushes his way through 2 or 3 defenders to fall forward for an extra yard or 2. Out to the 42-yard line. That's a gain of 6 for Grohl. And it's a first down brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental and Dr. Sean Bull here on KADQ-FM 98.3. And actually, it's going to be a gain of closer to 7 yards. If they mark it out at the 42. So a nice game for the Rebels. And it'll be first down. Jarman up under center. Long count. High formation in the backfield. Here's the snap. Quick give to Gold. No, Jarman keeps it himself. He's out there across the 45 and didn't pitch it. Might have had somebody out there, but it was Chalice Myers out there. Jarman keeps it, though, and picks up 4, maybe 5 yards on that first down carry. And so it'll be second down and about 5. Jarman with 5 yards gain. And Jarman likes to keep it himself. He likes to run the ball. He's had some good rushing touchdowns this season, including one for about 48 yards up the middle against Woodside last week in their first drive. 3 in the backfield. Here's the snap. Give to Grohl up the middle, and he's just dragging guys, breaking tackles. He's a big, tough runner, and he picks up about 5, and he's going to be close to a first down into Mustang territory. They're going to signal the first down, and that first down is brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental. Dr. Sean Grohl, 5-yard carry for Ben. And it's 1st and 10 at the Mustang 48-yard line. So the Rebels moving the ball into Mustang territory. Moment time out here, work wide to this near side. Here's the snap. Myers gets the handoff, pushes the pile a little bit across inside the 45. Looks like they'll mark it just inside that 45-yard line, a gain of 4 for Myers. No score on the Unititle scoreboard. Rebels with a second down and 7. And after that gain of 3 for Myers. Argyle wide to the left. Sadie out there in tight. And Sadie coming in motion. Here's the snap. Gives to Grohl up the middle. The quick fullback dive. And he'll pick up 3 to about the 42-yard line. And that'll bring up 3rd down and short for the Rebels. 3rd and about 4. And at the 42, they need the 38 for a first down. Early on here, 8 minutes, 30 seconds left, first quarter. No score on the Unititle scoreboard. Rebels with the football. They started this drive on their own 29. And they moved it into Mountain Crest territory. They're facing a 3rd and 4 here. 3 receivers out to the far side. And here's the snap. Jarman keeps it himself up the middle, reaches out. If you're watching online, you see Jarman reach out with the football and get real close to a first down. This will depend on the spot. Heads-up play by Jarman, and not a lot around him right where he reached the football out. It's going to be just short, though. Jarman picks up close to 4 yards, but just short of a first down. It's going to be 4th and inches, about half a yard, I guess, for the Rebels. And Jarman, the Rebels are not going to hesitate in any way. They're going to go for it here. Jarman up under center. We get a man jump, and that's going to be a first down for the Rebels, a 5-yard penalty against Mountain Crest Mustangs. We'll wait for the officials to give us that indication before we mark it on the stat sheet. No score here on the Unititle scoreboard. 7:27 left, first quarter. Here at Mountain Crest High School, a beautiful facility in Hiram, Utah. And here's the signal. It is offsides against the Mustangs. And so often, the Rebels will get that to work. They come up to the line on a 4th down with no hesitation and just go with a hard count. And it didn't take long for the Mustangs to jump there. It's number 77. I believe that's Austin Cooper who jumped. And it's an easy free first down for the Rebels now at the 38-yard line, or 33-yard line of the Mustangs. Here's the snap. Jarman keeping it himself, coming out from the near side. Now the late pitch out there to Ben. Roll down the sideline. Spin move is inside the 20. Clear down to about the 16. Nice big gain all the way from the 33 down to the 17. Mark it right there at the 17, so a 16-yard run for Ben Grohl. And the Rebels move the chains and pick up a first down, brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental and Dr. Sean Grohl. No score here, first quarter, 7 minutes left on the Unititle scoreboard here in the first quarter, and the Rebels knocking on the door. They're in the red zone. Sadie in motion. Here's the snap. Gives to Sadie up the middle, trying to pick his way forward. Can't dance through the line, and he will pick up about a yard as he falls forward to the 16. So 1-yard gain. Maybe just a little bit more. We'll just call it 1. It'll be 2nd and 9. Again, no score on the Uinta scoreboard. 6.5 left in the first quarter. This is the Rebels' first possession. They've already eaten up close to 6 minutes of clock time. High formation with Sadie to deep back, throw the fullback. Here's the snap, fake to goal. It's a reverse to Chalice Myers, and he'll be wrapped up, nowhere to go. Good containment defense by number 20 over there, Cameron Lindsay, who just did his job. He kept his position, and that's a loss of a yard for the Rebels. Grinding it out here on the ground and running the clock down. We're halfway through the first quarter with no score on the Winnetado scoreboard. The Rebels have had it. They started this drive on their own 29-yard line. 13 plays later, it's third down and 10 from the Mountain Crest to 17. Jarman up under center with 3 wide receivers out here to the right side. Jarman rolling out to the right, throwing. He's got a man out there, but just misfires, and the defense was right there as well. That was Cyril Hall out there on the defense. Pass ball's incomplete. Intended out there for Jaden Wallenstein. And Wallenstein was open if he'd extended that route more toward the middle. But the pass was thrown toward the outside, and it falls incomplete. Bring up fourth down for the Rebels. 4th and 10 from the 17-yard line. They've had a nice drive going. 14 plays from their own 29-yard line. And with 5:26 left first quarter, they've eaten up more than half of this first quarter with this drive alone. Here's the snap with Jarman. Jarman throwing the fade toward Argyle, toward that side, that far side of the end zone, and just overthrows him. A flag flies in, and you see the hands of Luis Garrett go up, going, that's not enough contact for a pass interference, is it? But the laundry's on the field, and that back line judge is going to say holding. It's not a pass interference, it's a hold. And that's what you get if the contact takes place before the pass goes into the air. So the contact was enough before the pass was thrown that it's going to be a hold against the Mustangs. Should be a 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage and should give the Rebels a first down. We'll see how they mark it out. See how they march it off. They will march it down to the 8-yard line. And it should be an automatic first down with that 10-yard. No, they're going to say it's a 4th down. That's an interesting. It must have been that they marked it off half the distance to the goal line, and it'll be 4th and 2. That's the only explanation I could come up with. So it's 4th down for the Rebels. Jarman up under center. 2 receivers out here to the right. Here's the snap. Gets the goal. No, Jarman keeps it himself. Here's the pitch to Sabi, and he's all alone into the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels. So the Rebels on 4th down, go for it. It was 4th and 2. They get the pitch out there to Sadie, and he goes untouched into the end zone from 8 yards out. And some excellent blocking by the Rich High Rebels, who lead now 6-0 on the Winnetado scoreboard with 5:13 left in the first quarter. So quite a drive, 71 yards, 15 plays, and they punch it in on a 4th and 2. With a run by Cash Sadie on the option. And Jarman does such a nice job of waiting till the last minute. He really draws the defense in before he pitches the football. Here's the extra point attempt. It's a low kick, and it's wide to the left. No good, so the Rebels will settle for a 6-0 lead on the Winnetado scoreboard early on here. Well, midway through the first quarter, 5:13 left in the first quarter. And again, it's 6-0 on the Winnetado scoreboard. Rebels with the lead. You're listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ 98.3 FM and online at KADQradio.com. Back in 30 seconds.
It's time for the pre-winter checkup special. Receive an oil change, 22-point inspection, brake check, and tire rotation for just $59.99. Big O Tires in Evanston, 607 Cheyenne Drive.
Welcome back to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football here on KADQ, FM 98.3, and online at KADQradio.com. The video's streaming right now, so tune in and you can watch the video as you listen on your radio. Rich High with a 6-0 lead on the Winnetado scoreboard, and they get set to kick off north to south. That's left to right from my view Last year, the Rebels won 33-21, and right now they've got a 6-0 lead here on the Uinta scoreboard, and Joseph Leifson gets ready to kick this one off. A low line drive, end over end kick. It's bobbled and then dropped to the ground. Now picked up after the 20 to the across the 22, wrapped up and nowhere left to go. He spun around a few times, and I believe that's Dakota Bird with the return. Not a big return, as the Rebels get some good kickoff coverage. And a nice drive put together by Rich High on their first possession. They go 71 yards and 15 plays. They also ate up almost 7 minutes of clock time as they grounded out and picked up the first down. Peyton Thomas in the backfield up under center number 2, and Zach Smith behind him, I believe. Here's the snap. They fake to pitch to him and give it to another man coming this way. Not much room to run for the Mustangs. And a short gain, maybe not even that, just got back to the line of scrimmage. And we'll just say no gain on the play from the 21-yard line. It's 2nd and 10 for the Mustangs. Moving south to north. That's right to left from my view. Thomas in the shotgun. And 2 receivers left, 2 out wide to the right. And in motion. Thomas takes the snap. Quick throw out to the flat. They had a lot of success in the JV game with that. He makes a move. Eludes one tackler out across the 25. That's Kurt Fuller. And he'll pick up a few out to the 25-yard line, maybe the 26. It's about a 5-yard gain. What's that? Okay, thank you. So I've just got an update. Number 2 is Court Fuller. Oh, Colton Ferguson. Okay. I didn't ever get a roster for this Mountain Crest JV team. I was searching and making calls all week long, but couldn't get one. So I'll get some updates on who kids are and who players are. Here's the snap. Colton Ferguson is the quarterback. He loses his footing, gets it back, throws out to this near side for intended receiver is number 27, and he's not on my roster. I'll have to figure out just who that is. But incomplete pass brings up a 4th down and 5. And looks like the Mustangs are going to be forced to punt. So, I've got number 27 is Bubba Thompson, was the intended receiver on that play. Mustangs back to punt. We've got Leifson and Weston back to receive for the Rebels. Here's the punt. It's a real high punt, and the wind has just picked up a little bit, blowing out of the northwest, which if you're watching online, you may see some rain coming down here at Lynn R. Mueller Field. Dark clouds up there above us, and thank you. And a short punt. The wind really just kicked up and maybe just held that punt, pushed it back toward where the Mustangs were punting from. So it's great field position for the Rebels, as they'll take over 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line of the Mustangs. Jarman up under center, takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Grohl and keeps it himself, and he'll pick up a few still on his feet. He almost went down and just falls backwards inside the 25 to about the 24. It's a gain of close to 10, and real close to a first down. I'm going to say he's about a yard short, so a gain of 9 for Jarman on that first down run. And good decision by him to just keep it himself. As he faked the handoff to Grohl, Grohl was just wrapped up and brought down, and Jarman held on to it, picked up 9 yards, so a 2nd down. Grohl with Myers behind him. Here's the snap, give to Grohl. Grohl left side, no, Jarman kept it himself, pitched it out there to Myers, and not a lot of room. He's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage and maybe lost half a yard. And it looks like one of those little storms that's not going to last real long. The rain's coming down a little bit, sending a few fans running for cover, but for the most part, just going to weather the storm for a couple minutes here and let the rain die down. So Myers loses 1 yard, and it's 3rd and a long A short 2 yards to go for the Rebels. Jarman up under center. He's going to keep it himself. He's got the first down and more. Grab the 12, down to the 10, trying to break a tackle. Can't get free, but he's down to the 9-yard line. A 10-yard run for Jarman. Make that 15 yards. And a first down brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental and Dr. Sean Grohl. First down for the Rebels. And they're back inside the 10-yard line, knocking on the door once again, leading 6-0 on the winning title scoreboard with 1:35 left in the first quarter. The Rebels will come up to the line. In 1:25 left first quarter. Rebels with the lead, 6-0 on the winning title scoreboard. Grohl and Myers in the backfield. Here's the snap. Gives to Grohl. Nope. Jarman kept it himself. Now the pitch to Myers, and he's going to score easily. Jarman makes a key block out there, and the Rebels now up 12-0 on the winning title scoreboard with that touchdown run by Chalice Myers. A 9-yard run, and that option is working well for the Rebels. It seems like they did the same play, but the pitch was to Cash Sadie the last time they scored, and that was for 8 yards. This one for 9 yards in the touchdown, and it's 12-0 on the winning title scoreboard. Rebels with the lead, 1:15 left to go in this first quarter. Going to line up and go for 2 here. The snap, give to Grohl off the left side. He's got it. Extra point, 2-point conversion is good, and it's 14-0. Rebels lead on the winning title scoreboard. You're listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ 98.3 FM, and you can watch the game online at KADQradio.com. Back in 30 seconds.
What makes us stand out from our competition? Knowledge. Certified technicians with proper state-of-the-art diagnostic and repair equipment. Quality. Genuine AC Delco and quality GM parts. And what makes us stand out from our competition is you, our customers. Intelligent people who know a good deal of quality work when they see it. Work outstanding.
5 plays on that possession, and the Rebels only had to go 33 yards. They had great field position to start. And a 9-yard touchdown run by Chalice Myers puts the Rebels up 14-0 after the 2-point conversion is good. And we're up 14-0 on the winning title scoreboard with 1:15 left first quarter. Rebels will be kicking off here from their own 40. Here's Joseph Layson. Layson's kick, a low line drive, and one hop, and this one bounces all the way into the end zone. That's going to be They're going to go for a touchback, as the kick splits the 2 would-be receivers back there. And it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line for the Mountain Crest Mustangs, who went 3 and out on their first possession of the game. That kickoff brought to you by Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. And it's 1st and 10. Mustangs started from their own 21-yard line, that last possession. Colton Ferguson back in the shotgun with a spread formation. Steps up, looking to throw now. So he tucks it. He's going to try and run. Spins away, but Jarman able to bring him down, just trip him up enough. It'll be a gain of a couple, maybe 3 out to the 22 or 23-yard line for Ferguson. So it's just shy of the 23-yard line. If you're watching online at KADQradio.com, you can see the tip of the football is on the 23. So it'll be a given 3 yards, and it's 2nd down and 7. 40 seconds left, first quarter on the winning title scoreboard. Rebels lead 14-0. Ferguson from the shotgun takes the snap, rolling to his right. Now throws back to his left. He's got a man, and he has to go down and dive to make the catch. Court Fuller makes the catch, but he goes down to his back. That marks him down at the 27. So it's not a real big gain, about 5 yards. And it'll bring up 3rd and 3. Mustangs with a 3rd down and 3 from their own 27-yard line. They need the 30 after the kickoff. Brought to you by Stacy's Repair in Woodruff with a touchback. It started from their own 20 on this drive. Here's the snap. Ferguson is a design quarterback keeper. He's trying to bounce it outside. Rebels are there. He's right near the 30, and the Rebels push him back. They stack him up and push him back. We'll see what the spot is. He's going to be pretty close as he made a great effort, second and third effort, and pushed forward. And they're going to give him the first down, the tip of the football. If you're watching online, you may see that tip of the football is just right on the 30-yard line. And the referee indicated a first down. We'll see if they decide to come out and measure now. But the head official did indicate a first down initially, but now they're going to measure. A 3-yard run by Ferguson. And they needed 3 yards, so they're going to bring the chains out and see. It's real close. I mean, that football, the tip of the football is right on the 30-yard line. First down just by the seams of that football for the Mustangs. They'll move the chains as we end the first quarter. The Rebels have the lead, 14-0 on the UNT Title scoreboard. That's the end of our first quarter action. Stay tuned. We got second quarter coming up. You're listening to a Big O Tigers of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KABQ Radio, 98.3 FM, and online at KABQRadio.com.
Do you want 30 seconds or a minute?
30.
Do you need your wisdom teeth pulled? Are you missing teeth or want a full and perfect for both from our specialists, right? This is endodontist Les Walker, inviting you to join me and my associates. Call today to schedule an appointment at 307-5608. That's 307-789-5608. To save your precious time.
Welcome back to a Big O Tire presentation of Rich High football here on KABQ and online at KABQRadio.com. They get going with the second quarter action real quick. Court Fuller with a 6-yard carry off the left side, and it's second down and a long 4. As Ferguson goes up under center, here's the snap, and the give is to Bubba Thompson, and he is stacked up and pushed back. I think they'll say he did pick up about a yard before he was met head-on by Jarman and some other Rebels. Also in there was Wallenstein, it looked like. And Myers coming up from his linebacker position. Roll in on the tackle as well, and it's 3rd and 3 after a 1-yard gain by Thompson. The Mustangs now moving from north to south, left to right from our view. And if you're watching the game on KABQRadio.com, you'll see they're moving left to right from the view of the camera. Here's the snap. Ferguson gives to Fuller, and he finds his way out across the 40, and that should be enough for a first down. He needed the 40-yard line. He gets about a yard extra, so 4 yards on the carry, and it's a first down for the Mountain Crest Mustangs. Rebels leading 14-0 on the UNT Title scoreboard with 10 minutes and 28 seconds left in the second quarter. John Parker out here to the near side. You see him, number 17. Backs off the line as Ferguson takes the snap, takes the handoff, rolling to his left. Defense is there. He's going to stop and throw. He's got his man, Bubba Thompson, and it's complete, clear out into near midfield. But if you're watching online at KABQRadio.com, you see a flag, yellow flag there about the 43-yard line. That was a 9-yard run after the catch for Thompson, but I think this one may be coming back. Either have a holding or maybe an illegal man downfield. We'll see what the call is here. And the Mustangs hurting themselves a little bit with penalties. It was, an illegal man downfield. Marching off 5 yards from the spot of the foul back to the 36, or from the line of scrimmage. I read back to the 36-yard line, a 5-yard penalty. 2 penalties on that first drive for the Mustangs helped them keep that drive alive, and they scored on that first drive. And now a penalty pushes the Mustangs back 5 yards, and instead of a 2nd and 1, it's a 1st and 15. They have 3 penalties for 18 yards. Rebels have yet to commit a penalty, knock on wood, or to be called for a penalty. Now in the shotgun, Ferguson fakes a couple handoffs. Now he's throwing deep down the middle. This throw is overthrown. Leifson is right there on the defense as he and number 1, Sorrell Hall, get kind of tangled up. But the throw was long by Ferguson. And we're falling incomplete anyway. It's uncatchable, so we have no pass interference call. And it'll be second down and 15 for the Mustangs. From their own 36-yard line, they need Rebel territory, the 49, for a first down, but it's second down here. They're going to spread it out once again with three receivers out wide to the far side, two out here to the near side. Ferguson in the shotgun. Quick throw over the middle, makes the catch, and a little bit of a room to run, but a quick tackle by the Rebels' number 64. That's Isaac Hopkins, who came from his lineman position. Great awareness to keep with the play. Left his blocker there at the line, came and made the tackle. And Fuller picks up 6 after that catch. And he'll bring up a 3rd and 9 for the Mustangs. 14-0 on the Winnebago scoreboard. 8:50 left, second quarter. The Rebels with the lead. Three receivers to the far side. Ferguson in the shotgun, takes the snap, immediately moves to his left, looking to throw. Throwing back to the right side, he's got Fuller wide open. He makes the catch to the 40. Down the sideline, throw, chasing, dives, can't get him. At the 5, diving, touchdown, Mountain Crest. What an effort by Fuller. Throw just a step behind, and he couldn't quite get him. It's a long touchdown pass, 59 yards. The pass from Colton Ferguson. Fuller does most of the work. And it's a touchdown as the Mustangs get on the scoreboard, make it 14-6 on the Uinta scoreboard. Long touchdown play. And we've seen them run that play a couple of times where Ferguson takes the snap, moves to one side, and then throws back to the other side for Fuller. Here's the extra point attempt. Kick is up and good. And it's 14-7 on the Uinta scoreboard after that long touchdown play by the Mustangs. Rebels will have it back when we come back in just a bit. You're listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KABQ FM 98.3 and online at KABQradio.com. Back in 30 seconds.
Online, slow traffic. Gas prices on the rise. Save yourself a trip to the big city by stopping first at Cowboy Motor Company. You no longer have to get out of Dodge to find the best deals on vehicles. Cowboy Motor Company has in stock. Expanding inventory and plenty of money available for lending, you can now get into Dodge at Cowboy Motor Company. Strength, honesty, and integrity the Cowboy way. Cowboy Motor Company, 100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
Welcome back to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High football here on KABQ. Luis Guerra lining up to kick this one away after that 59-yard touchdown pass from Colton Ferguson to Court Fuller. Makes it 14-7 on the Uinta scoreboard with 8:32 left, second quarter. Cash Sadie and Joseph Lakeson back deep to return this kickoff. Guerra's kick, a pretty nice one, goes deep. Sadie goes back. It's through his fingertips at the 4 and into the end zone for a touchback. So the Rebels will start from their own 20-yard line with first down. That kickoff brought to you by Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. And Rebels are first and 10 from their own 20-yard line, now moving right to left, south to north here at Lynn R. Miller Field, Mountain Crest High School. And a beautiful setting and a really nice facility with the artificial turf and lots of stands. Lots of room for fans here at Mountain Crest. Rebels come up with Sabian goal in the backfield by formation. And Jarman up under center. He takes the snap and the fake to goal. The pitch out there, a perfect hop to Sabian. He's going to scoop it up after one hop down the sideline across the 30 to the 35, hit out of bounds at the 40. And a big run for the Rebels. Boy, that was a fortunate hop. Jarman was taking a big hit and just kind of chucked it out there. So from the 20-yard line, the hop, the ball just bounces the Rebel way. That time right back into the hands of Cash Sabi, who picks up 18 out to the 38-yard line. And it's a first down brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental and Dr. Sean Grohl here on KABQ. Rebels come up to the line. Jarman takes the snap. They'll give coming the other way to Leifson, trying to do some misdirection. And it doesn't fool the Mustangs. They're right on top of it. No gain on the play. And this is what it looks like. It may have gained just an inch or two, but it doesn't look like even that. So no gain for Leifson. And it'll be second down and 10 for the Rebels, leading 14-7 on the Winnipeg scoreboard with 7 minutes, 56 seconds left in the second quarter. 2 in the backfield, 2 out here to this near side for the Rebels. Here's the snap. Jarman gives the goal going up the middle and not a lot of room to run. That time the Mustangs just stuff it up the middle and Grohl gains a yard. And that'll bring up third down and 9 for the Ridge High Rebels. They need the Mustang 48-yard line for a first down. And we'll see what they can do with 14-7 on the scoreboard, Winnipeg scoreboard. 7 minutes, 20 seconds left first quarter, or second quarter. Jarman with 3 out here to the near side, takes the snap, running out here. Trying to run the option. He pitches out to Grohl late, and this time the Mustangs are all over it as Garrett gets out there. He stayed out there with his assignment and makes the tackle. Grohl picks up a couple out to the 41. But that's the same, similar play we've seen the Mustangs run and score 2 touchdowns with it, but this time they only pick up a couple, and it'll be 4th and a long 6. And we'll see if they bring up the punt team. Cyril Hall back deep to return, backing up to about his own 26. Now a couple more steps back to the 25. And it's Wallenstein back to punt the ball away for the Rebels. He gets off a nice wobbly punt, bounces once and takes a Mustang bounce, but right there to pick it up for the Rebels was, that's Dakota Clark, wearing number 54 today. He's been wearing number 9 in the previous 2 games, but they've moved into a lineman position, and he's wearing number 54 today. And he made the play on that one. So the Mustangs will start over, 1st and 10, from their own 34-yard line. Ferguson hands off to Fuller. He breaks a couple tackles at the line of scrimmage, breaks another one, and it's off to the races now. Lason will catch up to him. He tries to cut back inside at the 40, and it's a big carry for Court Fuller, who's moving the ball well, picking up a lot of yards after contact from the 34 all the way down to the Rebels 37. So, big game. And it's first down for the Mustangs. Here's the snap, take by Ferguson, give to Fuller, coming this way. Cuts it back inside, a little bit of room, inside the 35, down to about the 30, close to the 30-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 7 for Fuller. And it'll be second down and short. Mustangs moving the ball much better than they did their first possession when they went 3 and out. They've made some kind of adjustments here, and they're moving the football. Second down and 7 here. Ferguson in the shotgun, takes the snap, little counter play, gives this coming this near side to Bubba Thompson. He picks his way forward still, and now dives forward inside the 25 to about the 21. That'll be a gain of about 10 for Thompson, and a first down for the Mustangs, who are now almost moving the ball at will on this Rebel defense. We'll see if they can make some adjustments and get this fixed. It's 14-7. Rebels with the lead on the Winnipeg scoreboard. 5 minutes left in the first half. And stay tuned. Coming up at halftime, we'll have a feature that we call Rebel in the Classroom, or Student in the Classroom, and we'll have Tammy Lambo on with us here at halftime. Ferguson up under center on 1st and 10, takes the pitch, now gives to Thompson coming this way again. He's there inside the 20 before 3 or 4 Rebels wrap him up, push him back, and bring him down. Myers, Weston, and Sadie and Grohl in on the tackle. But Thompson manages about 3 yards before they were able to wrap him up and push him back. And it'll be second down and a long 6. We'll just call it second and 7. Mustangs come out. They'll spread 3 out wide to the left. Thompson in the backfield. Fuller's there inside, just off to the left side. Here's the snap. Again, the counter play to Thompson coming this way. Fakes inside, goes back outside to the 15. He's wrapped up and brought down by Sadie. Brought down inbounds, and the clock continues to run. Down under 4 minutes left in the first half. 14-7 on the Uinta scoreboard. Rebels with the lead. And it's third down. That's a gain of just only about 3 yards for Thompson. So it's third and 4. 14-7 on the Uinta scoreboard. Rebels leading, but the Mustangs are knocking on the door. They're down at the 15-yard line of the Rebels. Send Parker out wide to the left. Out wide here to the near side is 22. Here's the snap. Ferguson, pressure comes. He's going to be wrapped up and brought down. And the pressure by the Rebel defense has Argyle in there. And then a couple others. Ben Grohl comes in. And Clark in there as well to help out and assist on that sack. It's a loss of about 10. And that'll bring up a 4th and long. It was 3rd and short. Now it's 4th and 12. Big effort there. That's that pass rush. Rebels finally come up with it. Dakota Bird is number 22 out there. On 4th down and 12, here's the snap. Ferguson rolling to his left. Watch out for this. Fuller coming back to the right. He eludes one tackler. Running upfield. Looking to throw. Can't find anybody. He's going to run out of bounds about the 22. Back there about that. That's where the line of scrimmage was. And that should be a turnover on downs. And the Rebels will be taking over here, I believe. Rebels send out a few substitutions as they're going to have a turnover on downs here. And that turnover brought to you by the station in Randolph. So the defense steps it up with the sack, and that forces a 4th down and long, and it's just too much for the Rebels, for the Mustangs to do. And so the Rebels will take over 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. Kate Jarman takes the snap, takes the handoff to Grohl, now runs it out to his right. The pitch to Sadie, downfield to the 30, and he's brought down and wrapped up at the 35, but drags the guy forward a couple of yards. Sadie will have the first down easily, and a couple of more. It's about a 13-yard gain. And the Rebels pick up a first down brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental and Dr. Sean Zoll. That's a good read there by McKay Jarman as he just takes the handoff to Ben Grohl up the middle. Grohl was hammered just after Jarman pulled the ball out, and then Jarman made the pitch to Sadie, and that was a successful play for Rich High. 13 yards on the carry for Sadie, and it's 1st and 10. Here's the snap again. Same play, other direction. Jarman, late pitch, and this is a dangerous play. Ball is loose. It's popped out as the pitch was up high for Myers, but luckily Langston is there to dive on it. It's going to be a loss of a few yards for the Rebels. Jarman wanted to make that late pitch again, and the thing that happens is, sometimes you catch the defense off guard and you get big gains, but sometimes the defense is ready for it, and the late pitch can be dangerous in that it can cause fumbles. It's a loss of 4 on the play this time. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and long. 2nd down and 14 for the Rebels here on this near side hash. Moving south to north. That's right to left from my view. Big Ben Grohl gets the handoff up the middle. Across the 35, out near the original line of scrimmage at the 37. A little bit further beyond that, and actually we'll give Grohl 5 yards on the carry. And it'll be 3rd and 9 for the Rebels. We're going to have a timeout on the field. We'll take a quick one as well. It's 14-7. Rebels with the lead on the Uinta scoreboard with 1 minute, 2 seconds left in this first half. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll take a quick timeout and be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to a Big O Tigers of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ 98.3 FM and online at KADQradio.com.
It's time for the pre-winter checkup special.
Big O Tigers, we go the extra mile, revving up the service to make you smile. We're in the business, pleasing all the right service for all the right reasons.
Receive an oil change, 22-point inspection, brake check, and tire rotation for just $59.99. Big O Tires in Evanston, 607 Cheyenne Drive.
14-7 on the Uinta scoreboard, and the Rebels with the lead with 1 minute and 2 seconds left in the first half. Rebels a 3rd and 9 from their own 38-yard line. And that timeout was a Mustang timeout. I think they're going to try and get a stop here and see if they can get a couple of big plays and maybe tie this one up before halftime. Jarman up under center. We'll see if the Rebels can get a first down. He's rolling out to his right, looking to throw. Going downfield, and Weston, or no, that's number 10, Caden Bartolome, goes to the ground trying to stop and come back for it, and it's picked off by Cyril Hall at the Mustang 36-yard line. And that pass, Bartolome kind of coming toward the inside of the field. The pass was thrown more to the outside and behind Bartolome, which gave the Hall position to make that interception. So from their own 36-yard line, the Mustangs will take over 1st and 10. And they're going to try and drive this one down with less than a minute to go. Ferguson rolling out to his right. He's going to throw downfield on an out-and-up pattern, and it's going to fall in completely. That's a big bunch of Rebels and Mustangs there. The pass was intended for John Parker, and he came up holding his hands out. And you may have seen that on the if you're watching online at KADQRadio.com. He came up hoping for a pass interference call. But it's such a jumble of defenders and receivers, it's hard to make any kind of call because everybody's pushing and shoving. It's almost like a Hail Mary situation. So it's 2nd down and 10. They'll move the football to that far hash now, and Ferguson will go up on the center. 3 receivers after this near side, 2 twins out wide. Here's the snap, pitch out to Bubba Thompson, and he's going to be wrapped up and brought down by Dakota Clark. Clark getting out there quick, and he wraps up Thompson. He doesn't let go, and it's going to be a loss of a few yards. With 32, 31, 30 seconds left in the first half, the Mustangs are going to line right back up and try to run something here. They're going to send 2 out wide to the far side. 3rd down and 12 for the Mustangs with 20 seconds. Ferguson takes the snap. Quick throw out there. The catch is made and a quick tackle. Nice job by Coy Brown to wrap up and just bring him down. And so the catch by number 82, Luke Dance, at the 42-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Not nearly enough for a first down, and they're just going to let the clock run out in the first half. And the Rebels will lead going into halftime, 14-7 on the Winter Title scoreboard. Stay tuned. Your halftime show is coming up. You're listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ-FM 98.3 and online at KADQRadio.com. Back in a minute.
Out from our competition, knowledge. Certified technicians with the proper state-of-the-art diagnostic and repair equipment. Quality, genuine AC, Delco, and quality GM parts. And what makes us stand out from our competition is you, our customers, intelligent people who know it's a deal and quality work when they see it. Work outstanding.
Precious time cannot be recovered once lost, said the famous Jack Sparrow. Don't lose time driving extra miles when the dental services you need are available right here in Evanston. Do you need a root canal? Do you need your wisdom teeth pulled? Are you missing teeth and want a full and perfect smile? Do you need braces? All of these services are available from our specialists right here in Evanston. This is oral surgeon A.J. Stotich, inviting you to join me and my associates. Call today to schedule an appointment at 307-789-5608. That's 307-789-5608. Save your precious time.
Welcome back to a Big O Tire of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football here on KADQ-FM 98.3 and online at KADQRadio.com. And on the Winter Title scoreboard, the Rebels are leading 14-7 here at the half, and leading the Mountain Crest Mustangs. And welcome to the halftime show. Let's bring you some first half highlights. The Rebels got on the board first. They received the opening kick and went 15 plays. It took 15 plays to go 71 yards. And an 8-yard touchdown run by Cash Savy made it 6-0. The extra point was no good, so the Rebels led 6-0 early on. They forced the Mustangs to punt, go 3 and out on their first possession, and then the Rebels got it back, and it was not a good punt, so the Rebels got it back in great field position from Mustangs 33. They went 33 yards in 5 plays. It was capped off by a 9-yard touchdown run by Chalice Myers. A 2-point conversion was punched in by Ben Golan, and it was 14-0 with 1:15 left in the first quarter. Rebels had the lead on the Winnipeg scoreboard. The next possession, though, for the Mustangs, they put together a nice drive. It took about 5 minutes of time off the clock. It was a 9-play drive, and it was really, the drive wasn't doing a whole lot. They were just kind of chipping away until a 59-yard pass from Colton Ferguson to Kurt Fuller was really only about a 10-yard pass, and Fuller just broke loose, raced down the sideline for the touchdown. He ran him after the catch. It was about a 55-yard run. So it was a short pass, a long run by Fuller, and that made it 14-7 after the extra point was kicked in. And it was 14-7 on the Winnipeg scoreboard with 8:32 left in the first half. The Rebels went 3 and out on their next possession, and then the Mustangs had it. They put together a short drive, but they turned it over on downs in Rebel territory. Rebels went 4 plays. They were starting a drive, but then a long pass was intercepted, and the Mustangs went 3 plays before we reached the end of the first half. And so here at halftime, it's 14-7 on the Winnipeg scoreboard. Rebels with the lead. Rich High led in that first half by Cash Sadie, 5 carries, 47 yards. He had 2 carries of over 10 yards. 1 of 13, 1 of 18, and the 8-yard touchdown run. Chalice Myers with a 9-yard touchdown run. He's got 4 carries for 10 yards. And McKay Jarman, 5 carries, 29 yards. Ben Gold, 7 carries, 39 yards. So really everything's been on the ground. They've attempted 2 passes. 1 fell incomplete. 1 was intercepted. And the passing game still struggling a little bit for the Rich High Rebels, but they haven't had to go to it much. Their running game has been working for them so far. And that's the first half highlights. Rebels leading 14-7 on the Winnipeg scoreboard. We're going to take a break. Again, we have coming up here in the halftime show, we'll have a feature that we call Students in the Classroom, and we'll be visiting with Tammy Lamborn. So stay tuned for that. We'll take a quick break and be back with it here on the halftime show. You're listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KATQ 98.3 FM, and watch the game online at KATQradio.com.
30 seconds?
Yeah, do 30 seconds and then go to the halftime. Do you have that loaded up and ready to go?
Yeah, do you want me to do like a sports intro first?
No, just go straight into that pre-recorded halftime segment.
Okay.
Money available for lending. You can now get into Dodge at Cowboy Motor Company. Strength, honesty, and integrity. The Cowboy Way. Cowboy Motor Company, 100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
Well, you're listening to the halftime show here at Rebel Football, and welcome to the classroom.
And the intro after this?
Yeah, so this will include, do you have the format book?
Not really.
Okay, so when this deal ends, it's like, what, 8 minutes long?
9.5.
9.5. So at the end of this, play an ad.
Right now.
And then do the sports reentry and come back to me.
Okay.
Okay.
I will be attending Utah State University and go into education and be a teacher, or go the medical route and be a nurse.
So, taking all these concurrent classes, have you been doing that? I mean, you did that last year as well, I think.
Yes, you have to get 30 credits a year, and I actually graduated last year at 29 credits. This year I had to have 31 college credits. So by the end of the year I'll have 60 together.
Really, and those are classes you take here at the high school, and they count for high school credit and college credit.
Yeah, some of them don't count as a high school credit, but all.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
You do the EdNet system, and you actually watch the professor on the smart board or projector, and you can interact with them, and there's microphones right there in the classroom, so you can ask questions, and then you submit all your assignments and papers online, and take your tests online.
So this microphone hopefully doesn't make you too nervous, since you're used to talking on microphones in class, right?
Sure.
So what is it that's drawing you toward being going into education or?
My father
Doing some audio.
was a history teacher before he was an administrator, and so it's kind of in my family line, and my aunt is actually the advisor of all the different classes. And I've always been there, and then I also have a lot of family that are in the nursing field and work in the hospitals, and that also seems like a really good job to do in the future.
If you go the education route, do you know if you'd like to follow in your father's footsteps and teach history, or is it something you'd like to be in elementary education, or do you know what you'd like to go into?
I don't know for sure, and right now I love working with kids, so I think elementary would be awesome, but I also love to be involved in sports. I love sports, and so high school would be really fun to be involved with the high school age. So I haven't really decided for sure on that.
Thinking you might do a little coaching possibly.
I think that'd be awesome.
Speaking of sports and coaching and things like that, how do you feel like it's your senior season in volleyball. How do you feel like it's looking so far?
It's awesome. I'm really excited, and we have a really young team. We only have 2 seniors and then 2 juniors, so we're starting at least 2 sophomores, which is kind of crazy for us, and especially graduating last year with 8 seniors. That was our varsity team, so we're really young, but I think we have a lot of work to do, and I'm excited to be able to fill the shoes that will come before us.
Do you feel like you've been kind of thrown into a leadership role?
Yes and no in a way. I think the girls that I play with are awesome, and they teach me every day, but I also try to be a leader because I'm a senior, and I looked up to my seniors when I was a younger classmate, so yes and no.
So what are some goals that you have in sports throughout this school year?
Well, obviously the ultimate goal is to take state. I think that would be super cool. I haven't been a part of a volleyball state championship. I was a part of a basketball one my freshman year, and it was really fun. So that is the ultimate goal, is to score the state title.
Not in the classroom. What you mentioned getting the credits you need to earn your associate's degree. Any other goals you have set for the classroom this school year?
I think just try to keep my grade point average as high as I can and get good grades that way. And then my ultimate goal is to get my associate's degree.
Well, that's really great. Thank you for joining me today, Cammie, and good luck this season and this week.
Thank you so much.
Well, this has been Students in the Classroom featuring Cammie Lamboy. Next up here on the halftime show, we visit with University of Wyoming Cowboy head coach.
Coach, how are you approaching the game against you? What are you telling those Wyoming Cowboys?
We don't talk in terms of going in and rolling over a team. What we talk about is in terms of our execution on offense, defense, and our kicking game. And we want to prepare, whether we're playing Nebraska or Idaho, Northern Colorado, it doesn't matter to us. It's the next team on our schedule. We will prepare and game plan according to what they've done on film. We'll approach it hopefully with a mature, competitive mentality. We also understand that 11 1AA teams in the first 2 weeks of the season beat Division I teams. 7 1AA teams have been within a touchdown. So unless you're a fool, you would not approach it any other way other than, going about business as we do each and every week.
Coach, is there a connection that will enter into this ballgame against your Wyoming Cowboys and UNC?
Absolutely none that I know of. I just, it's the next game on our schedule, biggest game on our schedule, because it's the next one up, and we're going to approach it that way.
If you would, Coach, at this point, talk a little bit about playing a team so close to Laramie.
Opportunity for their fans to come see them play their big game for the year. There'll be seats available for them, and we'll draw some people from Colorado up here for the game. And, I think it's a huge plus, and a lot of great exposure for them. And, really, the biggest thing for me is, I don't really care who we're playing. We got a schedule. I don't play a lot into that, where they're from, who they're from. It's a football game, and we got to prepare to play our best game come Saturday.
Running game for the Wyoming Cowboy offense is going quite well. If you would talk a little bit about that.
we emphasize making a change and having to run the football in our offense, and I think it's evident that we've been able to get that done at least the first 2 weeks. Coach Callaghan is coaching the running backs, has done a great job of making them tough runners, being disciplined in their reads. Coach Harding's done a fantastic job of molding 3 new offensive linemen into our offensive line, and they've played very physical up front. And, those two things combined together enabled us to have some success around the football. Also, having a guy like Brett Smith in the receiving corps, it makes it difficult to control the football. So we're going to play strictly pass defense.
Hey, I'm not sure who's in there right now, but we're getting pretty close. Can you hear me right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you can just listen, this interview is pretty long. How much does it have left?
A minute 50.
Oh, okay, we might be all right. But just listen, I might need you to bring it back to me a little bit quicker. We'll see.
All right, just let me know if you want to add out or in.
Okay, thanks. Hey, who is this, Gabby?
Yeah.
They gave up a few yards in the fourth.
Did you say yes?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Gabby.
Yep, no
they
problem.
went out and did a fantastic job. And, just really pleased with the way you guys are playing and the physicalness of which they're playing.
Are you concerned about...
Are we keeping up on how many ads we need to play?
I think you're a little behind, but it's okay.
I know they've got, some good receivers. They get a big
So instead of playing an ad right after this interview, just do the sports re-intro and come to me. Yeah.
All right. There's a minute left.
When they're up in cover 2,
okay.
We've played so far this year. We've got some athletic guys on that side of the ball. And they've got players. There's no question about that. But, really, I'm more concerned in our execution. We stopped ourselves way too many times last week in the first 4 6 game. And it wasn't that Idaho was well. It was that plays that we had an opportunity to have success on. We didn't get it. And so that's where my focus is at. We're going to try to come up with schemes against what they do, and it's really about us and how we execute.
Here's Wyoming football coach Dave.
Mark Ainsworth for getting that interview for us. We're getting ready.
All right, you have 10 seconds.
Kickoff. To a Big Old Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebels, KADQ 98.3 FM and radio.com.
Welcome back to the second half. Here's the kickoff by Leifson. It's fielded and out across the 25 to about the 30 before Lincoln Hefner is there, and Ben Grohl in there on the tackle. And out to the 31, the Mustangs will take over 1st and 10, and they get out quick, ready to run this play. As Ferguson sends 2 receivers wide left, 2 to the right. He's in the shotgun. Here comes Fuller in motion. Here's the snap. Ferguson steps back, looking to throw. He's going to throw out into the flat, and the man is going to be hit. And it's almost like Thompson walked the Myers into the intended receiver, who I believe was Fuller. And I'm not sure why that wasn't a pass interference, to be honest, but no flag on the play. The pass ball is incomplete, and the second half is underway. 14-7, the Rebels lead on the Uinta Title scoreboard with 11:44 left here in the third quarter. We're underway in the second half. That kickoff moments ago was brought to you by Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. It's 2nd down and 10 for the Rebels, or for the Mustangs, with 2 out here to the near side. And Ferguson getting the shotgun. Here's the snap. The counter play, hand off to Thompson, and he'll pick up, just kind of picking his way forward out across the 35 to the 38. And they'll mark him down about the 39. So an 8-yard carry on 2nd down for Thompson makes it 3rd and short, 3rd and about 2 for the Mustangs. 2 out here to the near side. Ferguson will go up under center for 3rd down. Here's the snap. He's going to try to come off to this near side. He's going to get around the corner. Got the 1st down and more to the 45. Wrapped up and brought down out of bounds by Wallenstein out at the 48, 49-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 9 or 10. And a 1st down for Ferguson. Give him 10 yards after the 49. He's near midfield. And a 1st down for the Mustangs. He started to run up the middle, and that got the Rebels kind of committed up that middle of the line, and then he bounced it outside and showed some good speed to get out around the corner. Here's the snap. Ferguson fakes the pitch, gives to the Fuller coming this way. He shifts his way inside across midfield to the 45 and down inside to the 44-yard line. And a gain of 7 for Fuller. And that'll make it 2nd down and 3. So a good gain on 1st down for the Mustangs. Here at Mountain Crest High School and Lynn R. Miller Field, is 14-7 Rebels on the Uinta scoreboard. But the Mustangs are driving. Here's the snap. Give to Thompson. He bounces it around and picks up a big gain inside the 40, inside the 30, clear down to about the 20 before Wallenstein wraps him up out of bounds, out at the 20-yard line. And that's a big gain of 22 yards for a 1st down by Bubba Thompson. Started up the middle and bounced it outside. And it's 1st and 10 at the 20 for the Mustangs, trailing 14-7 on the Uinta scoreboard, 9:50 left in the 3rd quarter. Ferguson up under center, takes the snap, flags flying. They're going to blow this one dead. And the call will be illegal procedure on the Mustangs, who had 3 penalties in the 1st half. Just 18 yards of penalty yards. And the Rebels, I may have missed one, but I don't have them for any penalties in that 1st half. March them back 5 yards. So it'll be 2nd down, or 1st down and 15 for the Rebels. 2 out wide to the far side, and Thompson in the backfield. Here's the snap, gives to Thompson going left side. He runs into his own man, but keeps his feet inside the 15, breaks a tackle to the 10, and then finally brought down by Wallenstein. It was 1st and 10 from the 25. He's all the way down to the 7. They'll mark it, at the 7-yard line. So that's an 18-yard carry for Thomas. Check that, for Thompson. And it's 1st and goal for the Mustangs at the Rebel 7-yard line. And the clock running at 9:40 in the 3rd quarter. 14-7, Rebels with the lead on the Uinta scoreboard. But the Mustangs knocking on the door. Ferguson up under center, takes the snap. Give to Thompson. He's just keeping his feet. Nobody can wrap him up. He's following his blockers inside the 5. He's finally wrapped up about the 3, and whistles blow to end the play. It'll be a gain of 4. Thompson just kind of got tucked in behind a couple of his big blockers and just kept pushing forward before a couple of Rebels finally got around behind to bring him down. And Thompson suddenly becoming a real weapon for the Mustangs. He didn't do a whole lot in the 1st half, 5 carries for 20 yards is all. That's 4 yards per carry, but nothing spectacular. But here he's got 4 carries on this drive alone for about 40 yards. Here's the snap. Pitch to Thompson coming this way. Cuts it back inside. Touchdown. And it's a 3-yard touchdown run for Thompson. And it's a 1-point game, 14-13 on the Uinta scoreboard with 8:41 left in the 3rd quarter. 8 plays, 69 yards for the Mustangs. And now they'll attempt the extra point. The snap is low, but Ferguson scoops it up and gets the set down well. And the kick is up and good by Guerra. And we're tied at 14 on the Uinta scoreboard with 8 minutes and 41 seconds left in the 2nd half. Rebels will have it when we come back on the Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ 98.3 FM, and you can watch the game online at KADQradio.com. Back in 30 seconds.
It's time for the pre-winter checkup special.
Big O Tires, we go the extra mile. Rev it up to service to make you smile. We're in the business of customer service.
Receive an oil change, 22-point inspection, brake check, and tire rotation for just $59.99. Big O Tires in Evanston, 607 Cheyenne Drive.
14-14 on the Uinta scoreboard. Bubba Thompson had 5 carries for 55 yards on that drive after just 5 carries for 20 yards in the entire first half. And now the kickoff by Guerra, long and deep and into the end zone for a touchback. And Cash Sadie backed up and kept backpedaling, but it was into the end zone. So the Mustangs, or the Rebels, I should say, will take over first attempt from their own 20-yard line and see if they can get the offense going. Their last possessions, their last 3, have been 3 and out, 4 and an interception. That's their last 2 possessions. The one before that they scored, and then they scored their first possession in the ball game as well. So first and 10 here for the Rebels. Sadie going in motion. Here's the snap. He'll get the handoff coming up this side. He's got some room to run at the 30. It's a foot race to the 40. One man behind him to the 50, to the 40, the 30. He breaks the tackle over McCann. 5. Touchdown Rebels. Cash Sadie goes 80 yards. Oh no, there's a flag back here at the 30-yard line. Oh, that one might be brought back here. But Sadie goes 80 yards. He broke a tackle down the sideline. The penalty is going to be against the Rebels. You heard the crowd right here in front of me. Those are Mustang fans cheering as the referee says that's against the Rebels. So, boy, on that, just moments ago I said that the Rebels hadn't had a penalty in the entire first half, and now a big one. Sadie goes 80 yards, but the penalty flag here at the 30 is going to bring this run back. And they'll mark it off from the 30. I didn't see what the call was. I mean, essentially, that penalty is worth 6 points and 80 yards. They're going to be right back at the line of scrimmage, first and 10, after that one gets called back. That's hard to swallow there. We'll call it a 10-yard penalty. But really, it's an 80-yard, 6-point penalty, because it takes 6 points off the Uinta scoreboard. It was a hold call against the Rebels, and it's just unfortunate. But they'll see if they can bounce back and put another drive together. Their first 2 drives were nice drives, and we'll see if they can put something together here. Throw in the backfield. Chalice going in motion. Here's the snap. Chalice will get the handoff, and he has stood up at the line of scrimmage, nowhere to go. And initially, he might have had a little bit of a hole, but it was closed quickly. He maybe got 1 yard, but Myers has not had a lot of running room. That's his 5th carry, just 11 yards rushing in the ball game. And again, any stats that I give you are unofficial. I'm kind of keeping stats as we go along here. And I know I'm real close, but not official by any means. Here's the 2nd down and 9 for the Rebels. The snap. Jarman takes the handoff to goal, keeping it himself. Late pitch, tipped, or bobbled by Lakeson, but he comes up with it out to the 30, across the 40 before he's upended and brought down out near the 40-yard line. It looks like they say he's going to maybe have stepped out of bounds about the 37. No, the referee, the official, marching forward and out at the 41. So a nice 20-yard gain for Lakeson. And there's some speed going up that outside by Lakeson that we saw in the JV game. He had a touchdown or 2 in that one. 18 yards there, or 20 yards rather. And Jarman up under center now, takes the snap, misdirection. He's given to Myers coming this way, across the 45 before he's met by Guerra and brought down at about the 49. And Myers this time picks up close to 8 yards. Just a little bit less than an 8-yard run there. It'll be 2nd down and a long 2. They need the 49. They're on the other side of the 50. And they're just, if you're watching online at KDQRadio.com, you see it's just more than 2 yards. Here's the snap, give up the middle, and nowhere to go for Leifson. And now a late flag flies in. Leifson was hit hard right after he received that handoff. They say he didn't even quite get back to the line of scrimmage, but we have a personal foul against the Mustangs, which will help the Rebels out a bit. So instead of 3rd and 3, or 3rd and about 2.5, they're going to march off 15 yards, and that's the 5th penalty of the ball game against the Mustangs, and that one could end up being very costly, as it gives the Rebels a 1st down, brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental and Dr. Sean Grohl. 14-14 on the Uinta scoreboard. 6 minutes, 34 seconds left. Third quarter. First down for the Rebels at the Mustang 36. After that personal foul, gives the Rebels a first down. Two in the backfield, Sabian Grohl. Sadie the deep back. Here's the snap. Jarman gives to Sadie and nowhere to go. Good penetration by the Mustang defensive line. Sadie able to get a little bit of space and fall forward to the 35-yard line. And it's a gain of about 1.5 yards. But we'll just give him 1 yard on the carry. It'll be second down and 9 for Rich High Rebels. You're on KADQ FM 98.3 and online at KADQradio.com. You can watch it as the Rebels going south to north. It's right to left from our view here in this third quarter. Tied up at 14 on the Uinta scoreboard with 6 minutes left in the third. Sadie going in motion to the back. Here's the snap. Jarman takes the handoff. He's going to keep it himself. Oh, he just can't get away from the defender. He's wrapped up. He stretches forward to the 34, and it'll be a gain of 1 for Jarman. And we'll bring up a third down and long. It'll be 3rd and 7. About 7.5. They'll need midway between the 31 or the 26 and 27-yard line, and they're just outside the 39 or the 34. So Rebels will send 2 out wide to the right side. Grohl and Sadie in the backfield. Jarman up under center. The Rebels come up with hard count, long count, and Jarman takes the snap, rolling to his right. He's going to throw toward the sideline and incomplete, intended for Wallenstein. The contact, the flag flies in. It looked like the contact was actually pretty good timing, as I think that's Nathan Barber flew in there and trying to knock the pass away. There was a lot of contact, and Wallenstein came up with the hands at his side going, where's the flag? The flag flies in there. And frankly, it looks like good timing to me, but the referees think otherwise, and they're the ones that are closer to the action. They're the ones getting paid to do it, so take their word on it. It's a pass interference call, 10-yard penalty, and a first down for the Rich High Rebels. First down brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental and Dr. Sean Grohl. Ben Grohl in the backfield. The handoff leads to the lead blocker for Cash Sadie, who picks up a couple of yards. Line of scrimmage was just inside the 20. Sadie down to almost the 15 for a 4-yard gain. We'll give Sadie 4 yards on the carry. And it'll be second down and a long 6. And we'll move the chains. They moved the chains a couple of times on their first drive thanks to penalties by the Mustangs. 14-all on the Uinta scoreboard midway through the third quarter. Here's the snap. Jarman takes the handoff, keeps it himself, running the option. Late pitch out to Sadie inside the 15 to the 10 before 2 Mustangs wrap him up. That's Guerra, who came in from the top. And number 13 is Andres Anderson. Made the initial contact. Sadie picks up a few down to just about the 10-yard line, a 5-yard gain. And it'll be third down and a long 1. They need to get to just almost the 9-yard line, so it's about a yard to go. The Rebels will line up 3 in the backfield. Jarman takes the snap, quick give. No, he tried to give it to Grohl. He fumbled it. He tried to scoop it up, and it looked like he mishandled it. 3 Mustangs in there fighting with Jarman for possession of it, and it looks like Jarman maintained possession of the football but lost a half a yard in the process, which will bring up a fourth down and about 2 now. It's a yard and a half for the Rebels with 3:30 left in the third quarter. Rebels tied up with the Mount Crest Mustangs 14-14. Here in Hiram, Utah. And it's fourth down and about a yard and a half. We'll just call it 2. It's real close to 2 yards to go. I hope better hurry here. They're going to run out of time on the play clock. Get up to the line of scrimmage. Wallenstein out wide to the right. Myers inside. And now we're going to have a timeout. Oh, the Mustangs are going to call a timeout. I thought it was going to be the Rebels calling the timeout to avoid a delay of game, but it's the Mustangs who take the timeout. It's 14-14 on the Uinta scoreboard. 3:08 left in the third quarter, and you're listening to a Big O Times of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ 98.3 FM and online at KADQradio.com. Back in 30 seconds.
What makes us stand out from our competition? Knowledge. certified technicians with the proper state-of-the-art diagnostic and repair equipment. Quality, genuine AC Delco and quality GM parts. And what makes us stand out from our competition is you, our customers, intelligent people who know that we do quality work when they see it. Work right. Outstanding.
Welcome back to a Big O Tire of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football here on KADQ FM. And again, online, you can watch at KADQradio.com. The live video streaming. Rebels facing a 4th down and a long one. Down at the Mustang 11-yard line. We're tied at 14 on the Uinta scoreboard with just more than 3 minutes left in the 4th quarter, and Rebels going to come out and go for it. Let's watch for the long count here. I formation in the backfield behind Jarman. Fairly quick snap, and he's going to throw over the middle. It's picked up right on the goal line. And the interception by Nathan Barber. Jarman's pass was intended for Wallenstein out there, and Wallenstein had his man beat over the top, but the throw was underneath, which is not a good combination because the defender caught the ball down and went in and caught the ball underneath, and wow, they give him a great spot. He made the catch and was on the goal line and kind of slid into the end zone as he made the catch. They spot the ball outside of the 1-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 there for the Mustangs. We'll see if the Rebels try to put on a little extra pressure. Now we have some movement on the line. It looked like a Mustang jumped first. It is an illegal procedure, and that's really just going to be about a half-a-yard penalty because they can only go half the distance to the goal. And so now they're inside the 1 with a 1st and 10 in their own 1-yard line. If the Rebels can get some pressure here, we'll see if they can get some good penetration and maybe pick up a safety. 1st, and we'll just call it 11 because it is more than 10 yards. As Ferguson goes up under center, Thompson in the backfield. Long count. Ferguson now takes the snap, gives to Thompson, wrapped up, but he spins out of the tackle, and then a second tackler comes in. Ben Grohl does the cleanup duty and brings Thompson down about the 3-yard line. So Thompson able to get a little bit of a buffer zone with that gain of 2.5, 3 yards. And it'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Mustangs from their own 3-yard line. About the 3. So a gain of 2 by Thompson. Up under center goes Ferguson. Here's the snap. Give again to Thompson, and he looked like he may have had a little room. He's wrapped up, and the ball may have come loose. He got a little bit of a scrum. No, he held on to it and did not gain anything. Good defense by the Rebels. And it'll be 3rd down and a long 8 for the Mustangs. I expect a pass play, and one we've seen a lot is with Ferguson rolling to one side and throwing back across the field for Fuller. We'll watch if Fuller runs that pattern. Here's the pass over the middle. Sabey reaches up and picks it off. An interception for the Rebels at about the 18-yard line. Ferguson was intending his pass for number 1, who is Cyril Hall. And Hall, Ferguson underthrew Hall, and Sabey just uses his height to go up and get the interception and bring it down. So that's a turnover brought to you by the station in Randolph. And the Rebels will take it over. 1st and 10 in excellent field position from the Mustang 19-yard line. Here's the snap. Jarman fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, dancing around inside the 15. And a pretty good pickup for Jarman on 1st down. Pick up about 5 yards. 14-14 on the Uinta scoreboard. 1:33 left, 3rd quarter. And Jarman inside the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 5. And it'll be 2nd and 5. And we'll see what the Rebels like to do here on a 2nd down with just over a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Running game has not been as effective in this third quarter as it was in the first quarter. Rebels will send three receivers out to this near side. Grohl alone in the backfield. Jarman takes the snap, gives to Grohl up the middle. He's got a little room to run. Breaks a tackle or two down to the 10-yard line. He'll be close to a first down, but I think about a yard short after a 4-yard carry. And as little space as he had to run, that was a great effort to pick up 4 yards. And it'll be third and short for the Rebels at the Mustang 10-yard line. They'll come up to the line quickly. Same formation with three receivers out here to the near side. Grohl alone in the backfield. Jarman up under center, takes the snap, plants his feet, dives forward. He'll have the first down and more. He actually picked up about 3 to close down to almost the 7-yard line. Actually, they're going to back it up just a little, put it at the 8, but it still is a first down. A gain of 2 for Jarman. And first and goal now. First down brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental and Dr. Sean Grohl. And that is going to take us down to the end of the third quarter. We're going to run that clock down. The Rebels tied up with the Mustangs of Mountain Crest 14-14 on the Winnacattle scoreboard. That's the end of the third quarter action, and fourth quarter action coming up. Stay tuned. We'll be back with it in just a minute. You're listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ FM 98.3 and online at KADQradio.com. Back in 30 seconds.
Precious time cannot be recovered once lost, said the Jack Sparrow. Don't lose driving extra miles when the dental services you need are available right here in Evanston. Do you need a root canal? Do you need your wisdom teeth pulled? Are you missing teeth or want a full and perfect smile?
Hey, Gabby.
These services are available right here in Evanston.
Can you make this a 1-minute break?
Join me and my associates. Call today to schedule an appointment at 307-789-5608. That's
you can make this a 1-minute break. That'd be good. If not,
08. Save precious time.
Welcome back to a Big O Tire of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ 98.3 FM. And again, you can watch the game online at radio.com. We're streaming the video live, and the Rebels with a first and goal, knocking on the door. We're tied at 14 on the Winnacattle scoreboard. Rebels now going north to south. That's left to right from our view and your view on KADQradio.com with the online streaming. Grohl in the backfield, two receivers to each side. Jarman, a quick pitch out to Grohl as he's being brought down. Spin move to the 5, touchdown, Ben Grohl. What a run by Big Ben Grohl. If you're not online, hurry and log in. There is a little bit of a delay, so you can see that run by Ben Grohl. He breaks 4 tackles on his way to the end zone and scores to put the Rebels back on top 20-14 on the Uinta title scoreboard. And here comes the extra point attempt. We'll see if the Rebels go for 2 or try to kick it. They tried to kick their first score, and it was no good. And then on their second score, they went for 2. Grohl punched it in to make it 14-0 at that point. They're going to go for 2 here. Myers and Grohl in the backfield. Jarman takes the snap, gives to Grohl going left side. No, he kept it himself. Pitch to Myers, and he'll score. The 2-point conversion is good, and the Rebels go up by 8, 22-14 on the Uinta title scoreboard with 11:47 left to go in the ball game. Rebels back on top. You're listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ FM 98.3 and online at KADQradio.com.
Time for the pre-winter checkup.
Big O Tires, we go the extra mile, revving up the service to make you smile. We're in the business of customer all the right service for all the right reasons.
Receive an oil change, 22-point inspection, brake check, and tire rotation for just $59.99.
We got you covered at Big O.
Big O Tires in Evanston, 607 Cheyenne Drive.
22-14 on the Uinta title scoreboard. The Rebels got great field position and took advantage of it after the interception by Cash Saby. That turnover brought to you by the station in Randolph, and now a kickoff here brought to you by Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. It's a low, kind of almost a squib kick by Joseph Lakeson, but it has good momentum. It's got some good speed on it, and it bounces all the way through the return team into the end zone for a touchback, and the Mustangs will have it 1st and 10 from their own 20. As I was saying, the Rebels, after that turnover, brought to you by the station in Randolph, Cash State got the interception. The Rebels had it 1st and 10 for the Mustang 19. 5 plays later, Ben Grohl with an incredible touchdown run, spinning and breaking tackles to put the Rebels up 22-14 with 11:47 left to go in the ballgame. Here's the snap. Give to Thompson on 1st and 10. He'll be wrapped up and brought down in the backfield. Looks like they're going to mark him just a bit behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of just only about half a yard for the Mustangs, and bring up a 2nd, and we'll just call it 10 for the Mustangs. Nice defensive stop there by the Rebels. Argyle came around from the outside and helped make that tackle from the defensive end position. Mustangs taking their time. 11:15 left to go in the ballgame, and it's 22-14 Rebels with the lead on the Uinta scoreboard. Ferguson sends 3 out here to this near side. Thompson just to his left in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Fake the handoff to Thompson. Pressure coming, and he's going to be wrapped up and brought down, and a big sack by the Rebels. Isaac Hopkins made the tackle. Argyle came in and tried to help clean up, but Hopkins wrapped up and just would not let go, and it's a big loss. They're going to say the contact was initially made at the 8-yard line. By the time he went down, he was back about the 3, but they'll mark it at the 8, and it's a loss of about 11 or 12 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 22. They need almost the 30-yard line, so a loss of 12 on that sack. And the Mustangs in a deep hole now, trailing 22-14 on the Uinta scoreboard. Rebels, that's a big play right there to bring up a 3rd and long. Ferguson takes the snap on this pass play. He's going to throw downfield. The man comes back, makes the catch. He makes a move at the 20. That's John Parker. Picks up a couple of extra yards, and a flag flies in as he's tackled at the 22-yard line. And that's a good 14-yard gain. We'll see what this flag is. That might be costly. It could give the Mustangs a 1st down if it's on the Rebels. It is against Rich High. And I missed the signal. Did you guys see what that signal was on the penalty? We're all clueless. It's against the Rebels, and it's a 5-yard penalty. They must be saying it was inadvertent face mask is my only guess on what you could have after a play that's a 5-yard penalty. So the Mustangs face with a 4th and 2. They're going to line up to punt. The snap is high, but he goes up, pulls it down. It's a nice high punt. Leifson will come up. It bounces off him. He goes down to the ground to try and control it. 2 Mustangs are there, and there are 3 or 4 Mustangs saying it's our football. We've got a little bit of a scrum there. Leifson, though, I think came up with the football, and it'll be Rich High football on KADQ. Boy, that was dangerous. Leifson couldn't decide whether to field the punt or not, and he should have just backed off and gotten away from it. The defender was right in his face, and it might have been close enough to be interference, but not the case. And the Rebels lucky to maintain possession here on that punt. It's 1st and 10 Rebels from their own 38-yard line. And they'll come out with 2 receivers to the left. Here's the snap. Give to, is that Saby or Myers in the backfield? He is hammered. Oh, no, that's Leifson, and he's got nowhere to run. And may have lost a yard. We'll see if they say he got back to the line of scrimmage or not. Yeah, he did get back. But Leifson with no room to run. No gain. It's 2nd and 10. 22-14. Rebels with the lead on the Uinta scoreboard. 9 minutes left to play. Valentine out wide to the far side. Stadium inside. Here's the snap, and no room to run. I don't know if Jarman fumbled the snap or not, but he had nowhere to go and was brought down right at the line of scrimmage. So, again, no gain for the Rebels. 2 straight plays of nothing happening, and now it's 3rd and 10. And I wouldn't expect them to pass it here. Jarman's attempted 3 passes today. 2 have been intercepted. 1 was incomplete. And here at 3rd and 10, you'd rather just gain a yard or 2 or not even that and just punt it away than give up an interception in your own territory. Jarman up under center, throw, and Leifson in the backfield. Here's the snap. Jarman rolling out the pass. I'm wrong. as Jarman still rolling. Now wisely just throws it away. He had some players in the area. Bartolome was out there. A flag flies in late. There's no way they can call that intentional grounding because he was way out of the pocket. And he had the receivers in the area. They wave off the flag. I wonder if one official said it was intentional grounding, but the head official said no. He's clear out there out of the pocket, and he had a receiver right there, so that can't be. They wave off the flag, and they're going to get this one rolling again. It'll be 4th down, and the Rebels will line up to punt with Wallenstein back at his own 22-yard line. The snap is good. Wallenstein gets off a real nice punt, high one, and Fuller goes back to receive it at his own 24. Leifson is there, misses the tackle, but Jarman is there to help clean up, and they'll bring him down at the 30. So a real nice punt by Wallenstein there, and Mustangs will take over 1st and 10 on their own 30-yard line. Good coverage by the Rebels as well. That was a nice high punt, got some good hang time, and allowed Leifson and Jarman to get down there to cover. So the Mustangs 1st and 10, and we had a late flag fly in there. And it looks like it's going to be against the Mustangs. 22-14, Rebels with the lead on the Uinta scoreboard with 7 minutes 56 seconds. 7 minutes 56 seconds left to go. And the Mustangs will have it from their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Their last possession where they went 3 and out. Before that, they went 3 and threw an interception. Cash Sadie intercepted the pass, and the turnover was brought to you by the station in Randolph. The possession before that, the Mustangs went 69 yards in 8 plays and scored a touchdown to tie it up at 14. That was their first drive of the second half. Rebels with the lead, 22-14 on the Uinta scoreboard. Here's the snap. Pitch out to Thompson. He stops and looks to throw. He's got a man wide open, and he overthrows him. Oh, the Rebels catch a big break there because Dakota Bird was wide open. They ran the pitch to Thompson, and the Rebel defenders, the cornerbacks, bit on the pitch and on the run to go up and defend that and left Bird wide open out there. But luckily for the Rebels, Thompson's throw was over the outstretched arms of Bird, and it falls incomplete. Boy, everybody on the Rebels defense, even the free safety, was down playing the run, so that was a lucky break for Rich High. 22-14 on the Uinta scoreboard, 7:49 left to go. Ferguson up under center. Snap, here's fakes the pitch out there to Ferguson, or to Thompson. He hands off to Fuller, and a great effort by Grohl playing downfield from his linebacker position. No, that's Leifson coming in and making the tackle, a gain of only maybe a yard for Fuller, who was a real good weapon in that first quarter, but hasn't done much since then. He had 3 receptions for 65, 70 yards, and he had about 50 rushing yards in the first quarter, but that's only his second touch since then. In this entire second half. Here's 3rd and long. It's 3rd and 9. Ferguson back to throw, looking, holding, throws, and it's almost picked off, tipped away by Wallenstein. The pass was intended for John Parker. It falls incomplete. And it'll be 4th and 9 for the Mustangs as the Rebel defense does its job. And they force the punt situation. It's 4th and 9, and the Mustangs from their own 21-yard line. And 7 minutes left in the game. They're not going to go for it here. Here's the punt. It's a low spiral-type kick fielded by Jarman. That's Mitch Jarman. And he's going to pick his way forward inside the 40. And down to about the 35, he'll be brought down. And so the Rebels with good field position once again after the defense holds the Mustangs deep in their own territory. Rich High with a 1st and 10 in Mustang territory at their 35-yard line. And each time they've had that kind of field position, they've done pretty well. I believe they've scored the other 2 times that they started in Mustang territory. Here's the snap, and Jarman keeps it himself as the penetration comes in there and tackles Grohl before he even has the football. Jarman scoots through the defense and just kind of sidesteps his way forward to the 30 for a 5-yard gain, and that's just some heads-up and quick footwork by McKay Jarman for a gain of 5 on that first down. That'll bring up a second down and 5. 6 minutes, 30 seconds left on the Uinta scoreboard, and Rebels lead 22-14. Grohl in the backfield. Rayson comes out to the near side, so we've got trips out to this side. Rebels going left and right from my view. Here's the snap. Give to Grohl up the middle. He breaks 1 tackle, and it breaks another one at the 15 to the 10-5. Touchdown, Ben Grohl. A 30-yard touchdown run. He breaks 2 tackles on the way, and the Rebels punch in another one to go up 28-14 on the Uinta scoreboard. Ben Grohl with his second touchdown run of the game. The first one was 8 yards. This one is 30 yards. And with 6 minutes and 10 seconds left in the game, you'd like to see the Rebels run off a little bit more clock, but you definitely can't complain about another touchdown on the scoreboard. And the Rebels will line up to go for 2. Jarman will send Layson in motion. Here's the snap. Give to Gold. Nope. Jarman keeps it himself. Trying to find a way into the end zone. He slices through the defense across the goal line. The 2-point conversion is good. And the Rebels now lead 30-14 on the Uinta scoreboard. 6 minutes, 10 seconds left to go. You're listening to a Big O Tires presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ 98.3 FM. And you can watch online live at KADQradio.com. Back in 30 seconds.
What makes us stand out from our competition? Knowledge. Certified technicians with the proper state-of-the-art diagnostic and repair equipment. Quality. Genuine AC Delco and quality GM parts. And what makes us stand out from our competition is you, our customers. Intelligent people who know a good deal and quality work when they see it. Work outstanding.
Well, the Rebels are 3 for 3 on touchdowns scored when they take over in Mustang territory. That time they go 2 plays, 35 yards, most of it a 30-yard touchdown run by Ben Grohl. Didn't even have a chance for a first down by Comprehensive Family Dental. Now the kickoff brought to you by Stacy's Repair and Woods in Woodruff. Received by number 22. And that's Dakota Bird. He picks his way forward across the 25 and out to close to the 30-yard line before he's brought down by the Rebels. And so it looks like that's where the Mustangs will take over 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. And with 5:45 left on the clock, Rebels lead 30-14 on the Uinta scoreboard. Ferguson in the shotgun, takes the snap, rolling out to his right, looking, now throwing deep downfield for Hall, and that's going to fall incomplete. Hall decided to try and play defender there as the Rebels, Coy Brown, actually had a better position to try and make a play on that football, but Ferguson's throw was long and was out of bounds by the time it found the turf. So the pass incomplete, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. 5:28 left to go in the ballgame. 30-14, Rebels with the 16-point lead on the Uinta scoreboard. Bubba Thompson alone in the backfield. 3 receivers out to the far side. Ferguson up under center. Fakes the pitch. Give to Fuller coming this way, and he's just tripped up. He had a big hole, but he couldn't keep his footing. Falls forward for a gain of maybe 2 yards after the 32. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 8. And after 2 straight, so the Mustangs scored a touchdown early in the 2nd quarter. Then they scored their first possession of the second half. They put together a nice 8-play, 69-yard drive. But since then, the Rebel defense has stepped it up, and they've virtually held the Mustangs to almost nothing offensively. It's 3rd and 8 here. Here's the snap. Ferguson, couple play actions. Now here's the throw as he rolls out to his right. The pass complete to Hall, and he hauls it in out across the 40 for a first down and a 10-yard gain. So that's A first down for the Mount Crest Mustangs. Move the chains and keep their hopes alive in this one. Under 5 minutes to go. It's 30-14. Rebels with the lead on the Uinta scoreboard, so they could give up a score if they can, without being under too much stress. Here's the pitch to Thompson coming to this side. He tries to cut it back inside as the Rebels have great containment. And he's still on his feet, moving forward, and a lot of pushing and shoving as both teams just trying to make the tackle and end the play. By the time it's all said and done and the whistles blow, they're going to mark it out at the 47-yard line, and it's a gain of 5 for Bubba Thompson, who, again, had just 5 carries for 20 yards in the first half, but on one drive, that first drive in the third quarter, he had 5 carries for 55 yards and a touchdown. Now he gets the carry once again. He's out across the 50 into Rebel territory and very close to a first down on a 5-yard carry. And he's going to be just short. It's about a half yard short of the first down at the Rebel, just outside the 48-yard line. 3rd and inches. Thompson in the backfield. Here's the snap. Ferguson will give a quick handoff to Thompson. Big hole up the middle inside the 45 to the 40. Then wrapped up and brought down about the 38. So he needed about a foot, and he got about 10 yards. And the Mustangs, no huddle here. They're going to come right back up to the line of scrimmage with 3 minutes, 20 seconds left to go. Whistles blow to stop the clock. And I'm not sure if we have a timeout or just what's going on here, but they've stopped the clock and the officials are going to discuss something here. They're going to add 12 seconds to the clock, put it back to 3 minutes and 32 seconds left in the game. 30-14, Rebels with the lead on the Uinta scoreboard. And clock operators, get it correct there now. They didn't stop the clock after that last play ended, and it should stop after any time there's a first down. It should stop. Now they start it once again on a 1st and 10. Here's a snap, quick give to Thompson up the middle, breaks a tackle, spins away from another at the 35. Now he's wrapped up by Wallenstein and Jarman also right there. Ben Gold comes in late to make sure Thompson doesn't go any further, but he does pick up 4. They'll give him almost 5 yards on the carry. And boy, he's having a real nice second half. Close to 80 yards rushing. They'll give it to him again, going off the right side, breaks a tackle, cuts back inside the 30 to the 25, 20, before he's wrapped up and brought down by Wallenstein inside the 20-yard line. And a 16-yard gain for Bubba Thompson, as the Mustangs now in the red zone. Here's the snap, give to Thompson the other way. Big hole. He'll be wrapped up at the 10 and brought down. It's a 10-yard gain and a really close to another first down for the Mustangs. They say stop the clock. And with 2:43, they're going to see if this is close enough for a first down. What did they say? They do indicate a first down, so a 10-yard run for Thompson. And it's a first down inside the 10, so 1st and goal for the Mustangs. They line right back up as they try to punch one in real quick here. 30-14, Rebels with the lead on the Uinta scoreboard, but the Mustangs moving the ball easily on this possession. Here's the snap. Give to Thompson again. He stutter steps back and hops back and forth. Nice move to get inside and down to about the 6-yard line. Thompson with a gain of 3 this time, and that's actually his shortest carry of this second half. He had a 3-yard touchdown that matches that 3 yards that he just picked up. So 2nd and goal from the 6 for the Mustangs. Thompson again alone in the backfield. Ferguson with 3 receivers out here to this left side. Pitch to Thompson coming to this side. He tries to cut back inside, and he's cut off by Mitch Jarman. Nice play to push him back inside and get that containment. Thompson slips trying to go back inside and has enough contact to get him down as well at the 5-yard line. A gain of just 1. And that'll bring up 3rd and goal at the 5. Thompson again alone in the backfield with 3 receivers to the left. Ferguson takes the snap, rolling here to this near side. A lot of pressure coming. He's thrown back the other way for Ford. The catch is made, and he'll be brought down on the goal line just shy of the end zone. Cash Savey makes a touchdown-saving tackle, and Ferguson completes the pass to Fuller, as we've seen that play a lot. Coming one side, throws to the other. 4th and goal. Here's the snap. Give to Thompson. Dives into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown Mustangs with 1:29 left to go in the ball game. So we're going to have an onside kick here in just a couple of minutes. As Thompson scores his second touchdown of the game, a 1-yard touchdown run this time. And that makes it 30-20 on the Uinta title scoreboard. They ought to be going for 2, but they're coming and lining up to kick the extra point. That doesn't make, oh, here we go, the fake. Ferguson rolling out to his right. Pressure comes. He cuts back the other way. Tries to throw. It's tipped by the Rebels. That's Skylar Argyle, who gets those long arms up there. And at 6'5", 6'6", he gets the deflection, and that almost seals the victory right there for the Rebels. I don't want to bring about any curses here, but the Rebels up by 10 with 1:29 left to go. It's 30-20 on the Uinta title scoreboard after that failed 2-point attempt, and the Rebels have the lead. Stay tuned. We'll be back. The Rebels will receive the kickoff in just a minute. You're listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ 98.3 FM and online at KADQradio.com.
Precious time cannot be recovered once lost, said the famous Jack Sparrow. Don't lose time driving extra miles when the dental services you need are available right here in Evanston. Do you need a root canal? Do you need your wisdom teeth pulled? Are you missing teeth and want a full and perfect smile? Do you need braces? All of these services are available from our specialists right here in Evanston. This is oral surgeon A.J. Stosich inviting you to join me and my associates. Call today to schedule an appointment. 307-789-5608. That's 307-789-5608. Save your precious time.
Garrett a kick, and the squid kick takes a long bounce. The Rebels pick it up, and they're just going to take a knee in a nice, smart play by Rich High Rebel. Number 28, Alex Bird, took a high hop right into his hands. He started to run, and then just went down to his knees and tucked the ball with 2 hands. That's just what you want to see from Bird on that play, and the Rebels will take over after that onside kickoff attempt, brought to you by Stacy's Repairing in Woodruff. The Rebels have it 1st and 10 from their own 39-yard line. And they can just run out the clock here. 1:27 left to go on the Uinta title scoreboard. Jarman up under center. He'll take the snap. Handoff to Myers. Myers, 2 hands on the football, and just kind of drives his feet forward out across the 40 to the 40, close to the 41. We'll see where they end up spotting the football. It's not a big game, but you don't need much, and we got a timeout on the field. The Mustangs going to take a timeout to stop the clock. We'll take a quick one as well. It's 30-20 on the Uinta title scoreboard. Rebels with the lead. You're listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ 98.3 FM and online. You can watch it at KADQradio.com. Back in 30 seconds.
Long line, road traffic. Gas prices on the rise. Save yourself a trip to the city by stopping first at Cowboy Motor Company. You no longer have to get out of Dodge to find the best deals on vehicles. Cowboy Motor Company has them in stock. Expanding inventory, plenty of available spending. You can now get into Dodge at Cowboy Motor Company. Strength, honesty, and integrity the Cowboy way. Cowboy Motor Company, 100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
2nd and 8 for the Rebels. They line up. Here's the handoff. Tip to Leifson. He breaks the tackle and scoots around the defense, and he's going to go to the 40. He's going to score to the 10-5 touchdown. Joseph Leifson. Rebels trying to just run out the clock. Leifson breaks free and scores a touchdown to make it 36-20 on the Uinta title scoreboard. That's a 58-yard touchdown run by Joseph Leifson, showing his speed. And he just broke free. Got past the line into the secondary, split the 2 safeties, and he was gone. Nobody even close. By the time he scored, they were 8 or 10 yards behind him. And that puts some icing on the cake for the Rebels. They're going to line up to kick the extra point. Jarman the hold. The kick is up. Leifson kicks it through, and it's 37-20 on the Uinta title scoreboard. The Rich High Rebels punch in another touchdown, and boy, just a minute 11 seconds left to go for the Rebels to pick up a victory here. We'll take a quick timeout, and the Rebels will have the kickoff when we come back on the on the Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ 98.3 FM and online watching at KADQradio.com. Back in 30 seconds.
What makes us stand out from our competition? Knowledge. Certified technicians with the proper state-of-the-art diagnostic and repair equipment. Quality. Genuine AC Delco and quality GM parts. And what makes us stand out from our competition? Our customers. Intelligent people who know a good deal and quality work when they see it. Work right. Outstanding.
A 58-yard touchdown run by Joseph Leifson. And the Rebels trying to run out the clock, but hey, you can't complain about a touchdown run. Leifson scores and makes it 37-20 on the Uinta title scoreboard. Leifson now the kickoff, brought to you by Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. And this one broken out. A room to run and only one man to beat. It's a Racy trying to cut back and forth across the 30 or the 50, inside the 40, and Bird finally brought down at about the 40, the 37-yard line. A big return for the Mustangs after the kickoff brought to you by Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. And that breathes a little bit of life into the Mustangs. But the Rebels up by 3 scores. The Mustangs would need 3 scores because it's 37-20 on the Uinta title scoreboard. This would be the first time, I believe, that the Mustangs have started in Rebel territory. A Rebel is down, though. That's just noticed. Mitch Jarman back at the 38-yard line. That's not what we want to see. The coach is out there talking with him. He's just flat on his back. I know it looks like they're going to help him up. It's something with his left. He's favoring that left leg, and he's going to be helped off the field. And now he's starting to put a little more weight on it as he's walking off the field. Initially, that first step, he just couldn't even put any kind of pressure on it, but now he's almost walking on his own off the field, so that's a good sign to see. Well, it's 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the Rebel 38-yard line. Trying to mount a comeback here, but just 58 seconds left to go. Ferguson takes the snap, steps back. He's waiting, steps up away from the pressure, and then he'll be hit hard from behind. Initially hit by Clark, and then hammered from behind. I think that was Jarman that came in and just brought him down right at the line of scrimmage. No, they lost a yard on the play. So they'll hurry and line up and try to run another play. Clock is running, under 40 to go. Ferguson in the shotgun, takes the snap. Little pressure comes. He steps up into the pocket, throw downfield, almost picked off by Wallenstein as he stepped in front of the intended receiver. I believe the intended receiver was Cyril Hall. John Parker also in the vicinity, but the pass falls incomplete. And it'll be 3rd and 11 for the Mustangs, with 29.6 seconds left to go. Rebels with a 37-20 lead, 37-20 on the Uinta title scoreboard. And just need to hold on to this one here. Ferguson in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the near side. Thompson back there to help block. Here's Ferguson, steps away from the pressure on the play fake. Now fumbles the ball, scoops it back up at the 40, cuts inside to the 35, spins to the 33, brought down about the 32 as the clock continues to run. We're down to 14, 13, 12. It's 37-20 on the Uinta title scoreboard. Ferguson trying to line his team back up. 9, 8. He gets it. Fumbles the snap from the shotgun. Now steps up away from the pressure. More comes, and then now he's going to be hit from behind at the 35-yard line. Brought down on 4th down, and that's going to end it right there as the clock runs out on the Uinta title scoreboard. The Rebels are going to get the victory here today at Mountain Crest. 37-20, not too different from what we saw last year at Ridge High School. The Rebels won 33-21. It's a pretty similar score, 37-20. Our final on the Uinta title scoreboard. Rebels get the victory. And that ends the action today here on KADQ Radio. Now, stay tuned. We've got plenty coming up with our post-game show. We'll have Coach Ashley Brown come join us for a post-game interview. And we'll have a special feature. I was able to catch up with the rodeo team. And we'll hear from about the Rich Rodeo Club coming up here on our post-game show as well. So stay tuned for that. It's a final score of 37-20 on the Uinta scoreboard. Rich High Rebels get the victory here at Mountain Crest. We'll be right back with our post-game show. You're listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Rich High Rebel football on KADQ 98.3 FM, and you can watch online at KADQradio.com. Back in a minute.
Not one floor. Yeah. Don't for miles when the dental services you need are available right here in Evanston. Do you need a root canal? Do you need your wisdom teeth pulled? Are you missing teeth or want a full and perfect smile? All of these services are available from our specialists right here in Evanston. This is Endodontic Crest Walk, inviting you to join me and my associates. Call today to schedule an appointment at 307-789-5608. That's 307-789-5608. Save your precious time.
Online, road traffic. Gas prices on the rise. Save yourself a trip to the big city by stopping first at Cowboy Motor Company. You no longer have to get out of Dodge to find the best deals on vehicles. Cowboy Motor Company has inventory and plenty of money available for lending. You can now get into Dodge. Cowboy Motor Company. Strength, honesty, and integrity the Cowboy way. Cowboy Motor Company, 100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.